It's been so long.
Oh, you guys did not. You guys did not get the chat pics react video. Okay, hold on a second. How do we do this? Let me turn the music down first, so y'all can hear. That's still loud. Welcome back to the land of cheese. No, I'm not quiet. You're just loud. Okay, hold on. I'm still working. We're twerking. How do I do this? Hi. Oh, hello. Welcome to the stream. Hold on, let me get closer to you. Hi. I haven't seen you guys in forever. Let me be super close to you. Yeah? Hello. V, what does it sound like you ran to your PC? Because I ran to my PC. You smell like chicken coop. I cleaned it today. I cleaned the chicken coop today. Hello, souls. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Stinky. Be stimky chicken. They were very stinky. There's 8 of them in there. They get stinky very fast. I have to say, I have to get rid of them. Some of them. Sooner than later, and it makes me sad, and I'm trying not to, but like I have to. One of them's making rooster sounds, and I don't know which one, because like people, the chickens are like one of them's crowing when I am not looking. The circle of life, it's true, and I don't know which one it is, but I'm giving some to All Mother on Sunday, and I need to know which one is crowing. So I can make sure I get rid of the crowing one. I think it's Cuthbert, but I'm not positive. I'm not sure for sure. I'm not for sure. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes we're just not for sure. We don't know, you know? Megan speaking. I love my boy. I know. I don't want to get rid of Cuthbert. I don't. Just hide and watch them. I have to, I feel like. Well, so every time I drive my car into the garage, I hear it. And then when I walk into the garage to like get their food or something, I hear it. I'll be like, and it sounds, it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's like the most ridiculous sound. Cause like they're not born, you know, they have to develop their voice like all of us. You know, all of us trying to learn to sing, they have to develop that voice. So right now they go, whoa, whoa, whoa. The funny part is that's exactly what it sounds like. That's a perfect, I recorded myself doing it. It's an exact replica of exactly what that thing sounds like. My baby rooster sounds like a deflated balloon. Yeah, no, for real. For real. At least when I had one. Yeah, they sound ridiculous. When I'm scared that they're gonna get stronger and be like, rah, rah, you know, like super loud, and then my neighbors are gonna call the cops, and then I have to get rid of all the chickens. Then you sound like a tornado siren after a few months. Yeah, my mom actually had to get rid of bacon. My dad made my mom get rid of bacon, and I'm sad about it. Yeah, I know. He made her get rid of him. So bacon is now with the bachelor flock. Well, literally last week she had bacon. Yeah, she got rid of him on Tuesday. I did name him Bacon. Yeah, I did. No, my dad was just convinced that Bacon was like challenging him. I don't think Bacon was. I think my dad has a weak ego. You know what I mean? No, Bacon wasn't the one that shat on my dad's tools. That chicken's still there. Is your father a rooster? So, like, here's the thing. I don't know how they know, but a lot of times roosters will attack, like, male humans. But, like, they'll attack them. Like, attack. And my mom was like, that rooster's never attacked your father. So, like, I don't know. Hello, platformer! Thank you! Do you think the rooster wants to take your mother? I think he's just using it as an excuse to get rid of the rooster. I think he just didn't like the rooster, and it was just like, this sounds like a good enough excuse to get rid of him. I don't think he was ever attacked by the rooster. That's my personal belief. You know? I also told him the other day that he was banned from my YouTube channel, and he didn't take that information very well either. And he was like, what? And I'm like, because you downvoted all my videos. He's like, I only downvoted one. And I'm like, that's not what YouTube said. And he's like, oh. And I was like, oh. And he walked away. So, your dad's a certified hater. Kinda, yeah. Kinda. For real, for real. But, I'll father making all the accounts a shit post now. Dang, your first hater. Yeah, my dad was my first hater, dude. My dad's always my first hater. I feel bad. I don't want to talk shit about my parents in like a public space, but damn. Sometimes they make me want to commit toaster bath. No, me. It's okay. I'm used to it. It's okay. It's okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. Of course. Always love your family. We're ironically, yeah. Ironically, I'm ironically talking shit. Oh no. Valkyrie Spaz has been flagged by Twitch. That's so not good. We might have to change that. Not Valkyrie Spaz, that's my favorite email. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about Offkai though. Oh, that's funny. Spaz is definitely the word. Yeah, it's gotta be Spaz. I didn't know that was like a derogatory. Spaz derogatory. Man derogatory. Always remember what they took for you. So, I incognito. I didn't tell anybody that I was going to Offkai. I've known for months. Wee and I planned this for months. And I didn't tell anybody because I am an anxious chicken. And I was like really afraid that I would get attention from people that I didn't want while I was there. Which I found out later that those people that I didn't want attention from were actually at the convention. So that's kind of crazy. So I'm kind of glad I went incognito. Because I found out through the grapevine that the people I was kind of trying to avoid were actually there. I don't know if they would have seeked me out. Sucked? No, not that word. I don't know if they would have. They probably don't even remember. Sought. Thank you, Dan. Word. Thank you, Dan. Seat. Get the Midwestern woman. Yeah. I don't know if they actually would have like sought me out or anything. They probably wouldn't have. They probably don't even remember who I am. But still, my anxiety was there. You know, it was lurking, as anxiety do. Sucked me out was weird. Look, I don't know. I'm trying my best. I'm trying so hard. You're a nervous hen. Yes, we agree with. Yes. So I didn't tell anybody. And I'm not gonna lie, I felt bad not telling chat, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad I didn't tell anybody. But I got to meet a lot of cool people, and it was super duper fun. And I got to meet Wee in person, and we clicked immediately. And she's like the cutest little shrimp on the planet, and I was super stoked. And we got to be like buddies, bestest buddies ever. We were just like a pair of weirdos in like the best way. It made me so happy. What's an Offkai? Okay, so Offkai is I guess a VTuber convention. I didn't really know what to expect because I never really looked. Me when V doesn't stream for a while. Chicken. I never really like super duper looked into Offkai beforehand because I would never thought I would ever go to like an in-person convention because I was like, hell nah, like I stream so people don't know what I look like IRL. I ain't about to go someplace IRL. You know? I was like, that ain't me, dog. But Wee convinced me. Mod meetup at Offkai next year. I fight everyone in chat. Okay, that would be really funny though. Like unironically. I'll be lurking. I'll lurk. I'll be like, you guys can be like down on the ground. I'll be up above you all watching. Like a coliseum. Hi, Hillbilly. But yeah, so Kiwi, I say convinced me, but he was actually like extremely respectful and was like, hey, I would really like to see you, but if you don't want to come, like I totally understand. I'm not gonna harass you about it. Which was like the sole reason why I felt okay going. Because I've been harassed by people before to like go to conventions. And it made me super uncomfy. And I was like, definitely am never going to a convention ever again. Like, not even going to consider that nonsense. And Wee Wee was like, nah, girl, it's fine either way. And I was like, well, dang, maybe she'll be a normal person. And like, she wasn't a normal person, but like, she was a non-normal person, like the good way, not the weird way. You know what I mean? Hire a guy to carry a tablet around and appear there in virtual form. Okay, so that's being considered. She isn't a normal person. She's a shrimp. Yeah, I put her in like one of those like plastic hotel cups and carried her around the convention. Vi's being Midwest nice about it. Yeah, so basically, Kiwi kind of convinced me to go, and I was super nervous, and I almost canceled like a week out because I was just like panicking. I was mega stressed, and it wasn't like anything bad was necessarily happening. Like Kiwi's flight kind of got shifted, so she had to leave a day early because I was there with Kiwi and Hollow. And they had to leave a day early, which really sucked because I didn't want them to go. I was very sad. But I actually managed to get the gumption up to go back to the con. So, but I'm not speaking in order. So I was going to watch. I was so upset. I was too, dude. I was so upset. I should go in order, though. I was going to watch Kiwi's VOD about her recap of Offkai. And then there was no VOD. There was no VOD to speak of. I fucked up. Yeah, so I guess it starts in the morning of. It was Thursday. That's why I didn't stream on Thursday, because I wasn't in the state. I was getting on aeroplane. I didn't have to. My flight was in the afternoon, so I didn't have to get up early, which is nice. I even told Kiwi, poor Kiwi. Which was nice, but that meant I flew in late. But that was okay. But like, I always get patted. I've talked about this before, but whenever I fly specifically by myself,
I volunteered to fight Goose.
Oh, you
Unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
Hold up, that reminds me. Let's see. Buddha, thank you for the tier 1 resub of 27 months. And Goose, thank you for 29 months of resub. Oh, for a total of 32 months. Thank you for the support. And Hillbilly, thank you for the resub. 17 months in a row. Thank you. Thank you guys for the support. I need it because I spent a lot of money at Offkai. Did you guys know California's expensive? I won't be buying games for a while. I can tell you that much. Impossible. It's gonna be in so much debt. What do you mean gonna be? What do you mean gonna be? Alright, bet. Nah, didn't the thing read your joke? 27 rhymes with blue Tevin. That was a good joke. It's good. Good. No, I can't. I literally cannot. I had to go through and cancel a whole bunch of subscriptions that I had for like Frosty and stuff. I literally cannot. Until that debt is paid down, I can't do anything fun. But yeah, so I get on the plane, and every time I fly, especially by myself, something stupid happens, and I was like in line for security. I did get the Mori jacket, yeah. It was worth it. What I hear is I need to commission you for art. Like, I want to open up commissions to help with that, but I still have stuff I need to do, so I don't know if I'll have time until like probably fall to actually work on commissions, and I don't want to like take people's money and then just not work on it. You know what I mean? Because I don't think I'm gonna be able to work on it very much. Because I have other projects, unfortunately. But yes, commissions would help with the whole money thing. Yeah, okay. So I get on the plane, or I'm going through security, and I'm wearing like the combat boots I ordered and everything, and I just slip them off and slop, you know, slip, slop, flip, flop, put everything on the conveyor belt, send it through. I've done this before. Joey, thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. Thank you. Thank you. That helps. Appreciate it. Did you tell me you had a bomb? No, I didn't. I wanted to go to California. So then I go through the body scanner and they're like, okay, we gotta pat you down. And I was like, of course you do. So they get like a female TSA agent, and she's actually like super nice. She's like Midwest nice, but like genuine Midwest nice. Like she's like complimenting my hair and saying how cute my sweater is as she's like patting me down. And she's like, those are cute boots you have, blah, 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 blah. Bonus came through yesterday, so I'm about to make unwise financial decisions. Well, I appreciate your unwise financial decision. It means a lot. Dang, Joey Base. Did you have to go through the blighted Chicago O'Hare Airport? I did not. Yeah, it sounds like the level. Yeah, so she was so nice. And then I had to like grab all my shit and run because the other TSA agent was not nice. And he was getting pissed that my stuff was just like sitting on the table blocking the x-ray. And then for the most part, that was relatively like chill, right? That was normal. After that, everything was fine, I think. I got on the plane. I had to stuff my backpack underneath the seat because I packed way too much in that backpack. It weighed like 45 pounds. It did not like fit underneath the seat. I remember travel in the 90s before the TSA. Damn, you're old. And then I sat for like 3.5 hours, and I was like, I brought my iPad along because I was gonna draw, but then like I got really self-conscious because I flew Southwest. Chicken was trying to nest in the goddamn plane. I flew Southwest because I learned from Wee Wee's mistake, and I wanted to have a comfortable flight. So I paid a little bit more for Southwest. So I didn't have to worry about like losing. It was Southwest. What? I feel like out of all the airlines I'm flying through Southwest was the best. I don't like Delta. I don't like American. But yeah, so you know, it was like 3.5 hours, and it was mind numbing, and I wanted to die because I was in the middle seat because Southwest doesn't do assigned seating yet. Did you show off the jacket yet? I did not. I always like Delta unless they change in the last day. I think the last time I used them was probably longer than that ago. I've been flying Southwest like exclusively. I didn't like Delta. Their plane was really gross and it stank. Oh, Dev! Oh, no, Dan, thank you for the gift sub. Thank you. Dev, I'm taking my thank you back from you. It wasn't you. It wasn't for you. Southwest was just gone and fucked everything though. Yeah. Well, okay, yeah, so we didn't have assigned seats, so I got stuck between two like big guys. Oh. I will thank Dan for your sub. Gonna be the last one I do for a bit. We close on the house. Yeah, let's go. Dan house. Now we have some place to kick the door down in and be problems. And yeah, so that was, I felt self-conscious to like whip out the iPad and start like drawing just like anime girls between these two big smelly guys. So I just sat there and like stared at the back of the seat. Like, and I forgot that like I had headphones, so I didn't even listen to music for that 3.5 hours. I just sat and stared at the back of the seat, kind of dying inside. And then, did I have to run? I did have to run. Oh yeah, so there was a problem. So I had 30 minutes from when that plane landed in Phoenix to get to the next plane that left Phoenix to go to San Jose, right? Except for the plane I first started on not only left late, but arrived late, which is great. So now I have 15 minutes to get off the plane, get on the other side of Phoenix Sky Harbor, and then get on the other plane. So I ran. I had like a 45-pound bag. It was heavy as fuck. I don't know if it's actually 45 pounds, but it felt like 45 pounds. My my sport watch, I have a Garmin. I kept getting high heart rate alerts while I was running. I had my big combat boots on. I was literally rocking, dude. Everything feels heavy when you're small. It's true. And I was literally, and when we landed in Phoenix, it was 118 degrees. Do you think the airport has enough air conditioning to make it not 118 degrees in it? No, it does not have that much air conditioning. I'm sure it wasn't 118 in the airport, but it was definitely more than 70. And I was like, I might actually die, because I had a sweatshirt on and then like pants and like my boots and stuff, and I'm running and I'm like dying of heat stroke. And I was like, I finally made it to the terminal. Good to know 20 years later. Oh no, hold on. So for those who have never been to Phoenix Sky Harbor, they actually have like the moving walkways between terminals, because it's long. It's long, right? So they have like the moving walkways. So if you're like running and you run on the moving walkway, you know, it adds, you get buffs to your speed, right? All the walkways and the direction I needed to go were broken. The ones on the other side were working just fine, but the ones in the direction I needed to go were broken, which means I had to just run. I had to raw dog run my ass across this goddamn airport, going dong 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 dong. No, I did not have jungle. I didn't get jungle boots with the steel plate in them. They're just heavy boots, which was fine. They were like perfect for the convention. Not so great for running through Phoenix Sky Harbor. But I make it. Trying to figure out where I'm supposed to line up, because they're already up and like people are already lining up. Get on the plane. It's one of the shitty old small ones. It's okay. We should survive, right? So the plane takes off, and like Phoenix is really hot, and if anyone's ever flown, like heat equals turbulence. So like we're taking off and the entire plane is like I was terrifying. Like I don't really get scared landing or taking off anymore because I've done it enough times, but like that time I was legitimately worried. I was like, holy shit, I might actually die, because it's a small plane and there's tons of turbulence. That should be a good a soundboard. It's okay, just land on your feet like a cat. Yeah, like a cat. So I get to... Is the plane having a stroke? Kind of, yeah. That's kind of what it was like. Oh, thank you guys for the hype train. Thank you, thank you. Okay. I fucked up the clip. Damn. I can't believe he did this. Choo-choo! So, land in San Jose, right? And I'm like, we land, I get off the plane, I'm not dead, everything's fine, right? And I was like, okay, time to find Kiwi and Hollow. And then I'm walking out onto like this little, what's it called? Like a balcony type vibe, right? And it dawns on me that I don't know what Kiwi and Hollow look like. I have a general idea of what Kiwi's hair looks like because we were talking about hair, but I don't actually know what either of them look like. I don't know how tall they are. I don't know what color, I mean, I knew what color Kiwi's hair was because she sent me a picture of her hair. I don't know what they're wearing. I don't know any of this, right? I don't know where they are in the airport. I'm like, how am I supposed to find these people? And then I'm like, I was on my phone and I'm like texting and I was like, oh, what do you guys look like? I was going to make like a joke about Shadow the Hedgehog because Kiwi's hair. And then I was like, and I hit send and I put it in my pocket. And I didn't see that the message didn't send because Discord messed up because Kiwi breathes heavy because she's tired from running. What are you wearing? Oh, I should have just called Kiwi. That would have been smarter. Why didn't we do that? Why didn't we just call each other? We're so dumb. But so I'm I'm on this like balcony thing that where the terminals come off, and then the baggage claim's down below, and then there's like an escalator going down, and I'm at the top of the balcony, and I look down, and there are these two people standing there, and it's a dude and a lady, and the lady is just exuding nervous energy, like it's radiating off of her like an aura, and I'm like. And not like nervous, like stressed, nervous, like there's just too much energy and like she can't do anything with it, right? That was the vibe I was getting. And I'm like, I bet you that's Kiwi. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's Kiwi. There's no way that's not. And then the dude was just standing there. And I'm like, that seems like something Hollow would do, would just stand. And then so I wave. Right? I'm like, hello, you know, I'm like waving to them, and I'm like expecting a wave back, and neither of them wave back, and I'm like, oh shit, am I wrong? Is this not them? I'm like, oh man, and Kiwi, and the girl is just like vibrating, and I'm like, nah, there's no way that's not Kiwi, like she's looking at me and like vibrating, so I wave again, right, and I'm waving, and then like, neither of them wave back. And I'm like, are they just staring at me because I look like an idiot? Like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm like, but like, she's like vibrating and kind of like dancing back and forth on her feet. Like she's just really excited. And I'm like, that's gotta be Kiwi. It's gotta be. So then I'm like halfway down the escalator and I just go, wee wee, like super loud. And then Kiwi just starts like running. I was like, oh, that's Kiwi. And I like ran down the rest of the escalator, and then we hugged, and it was so great. I didn't want to let her go. I just wanted to squish her little face. She was so cute. She was so cute. TIL, Kiwi is a chihuahua. Kind of. Kiwi does kind of give off chihuahua energy. I literally kept looking back at Hollow every time you waved, because I was like, there's no way. I was starting to feel real stupid, I'm not gonna lie. I was feeling real stupid. Well, we had each other. We were like all together, and it made me so happy. I was like, yay, I have wee wee. And then we were talking about getting an Uber back to the hotel, and it was like $25 or something like that. Which I guess like if it's like prime time, the prices go up, because that's not how much I paid to Uber back. I'd be surprised too, seeing a chicken in an airport. I was pretty calm chicken, I feel like. So then I was like, why don't we use the bus? Which is like, if at the time it didn't feel like it, but honestly it was like an NPC starting like an adventure, you know, like we started a quest. So we're like looking around, and we're like, okay, there's gotta be like a map for the bus, because like I had looked it up previously, and I knew that there was like a shuttle that went from like the airport to like the tram, and then a tram that stopped near our hotel. I'd looked it up previously. So I was like, let's just take the bus. It's like $2. That's way better than $25. It's like $6 for all three of us. Amazing, right? So we get on the bus and we can't figure out how to pay. Like, I'm like, oh damn, there's like, how do we pay? Like, the bus driver glared at us when we got on. I was like, well, how do we pay for this bus ride? Are we gonna get kicked off? Like, are we gonna be left somewhere? Not like MSP that was a light rail towards the hotel. I wish there was a light rail towards the hotel. But like, but the bus went to the light rail. So we were trying to get to the light rail. And I'm sitting, oh yeah, we had like asked two other dudes that clearly looked like they were going to Offkai. So I figured they were probably going to a hotel near the convention. So I was like, let's go talk to them. And when I say let's go talk to them, I was like, hello, go talk to them. I was being a brave chicken, but not too brave. I didn't want to be too brave, you know what I mean? So Hollow went and talked to them. So we all get on the bus. He smelled like a weeb. So we get on the bus and we're all sitting there like looking super awkward, because I'm like, I don't want to get... Yeah, Pinwheel Head seemed promising. Yeah, right? I kind of wish we would have talked to them again. we kept seeing them, and then we kept going, huh, should we talk to them? No. And then we didn't. And I kind of wish we would have. Because, like, they were the start of our adventure, man. So we're on the bus, and the bus stops. And that was our stop. We needed to get off at that stop, and we didn't because we went, I don't know. I was like, I don't want to get off the bus and then have the driver be like, where's my money? And be like, I don't have money that you can take from me. And then, I don't know, get arrested. I don't know. And I was like, and then I was thinking about it. I'm like, what are we supposed to do? If that's the case, am I just gonna be trapped on the bus for the rest of the weekend? So I think someone had requested to, like, the bus to stop, like, a little bit down the road. Because it took off. And we're like, oh, shit. So it took off. And then someone else requested to get off. So I was like, okay, we're gonna get off here. And then, like, run back, right? Because Pinwheel and his friend hadn't gotten off either. So we all get off together. And they're all standing around trying to figure out what to do. And we're all standing around trying to figure out what to do. And I was like, okay, guys, like, we're going to all travel. All 5 of us are going to travel together. Because herd, you know, safety and herd. Because I'm not going to lie. I'm not from a big city. From my perspective, we are not in the nicest part of town. Okay? I did not particularly feel safe. They do move in herds. Yeah, the weebs move in herds. So I was like, we're gonna use herd mentality. We're all gonna stick together. Think like cow. Yep. And we're gonna go back to the terminal. We're gonna go back to the light rail terminal. Because I think that's where we're supposed to go. So we all walked back together. I don't know how I ended up organizing this, but so we all go back together. And then we're standing at this machine and we're trying to figure out how to pay for a ticket to get on the light rail, because it was like, you need a ticket. So then we all downloaded this app because the machine that we were trying to buy a ticket on was not working at all. Like, it looked like someone took a blowtorch to it. My introduction to Cali was a homeless dude stealing a manhole cover, so I understand that. Yeah, the area where we got dropped off, it was like a little homeless colony, and we very much looked like tourists. We were very touristy looking. Very lost and confused vibes coming from us. So we're like, I don't know how to buy a ticket. So we all downloaded this app and put money on this app and then realized we didn't need the app. And now the money's locked on the app. So I'm in the process of trying to get that money off the app. But yeah, so we're like, and then Hollow's like, I don't think we're on the right platform. I think this is the northbound one. We need to go to the southbound one. So we're like, oh shit. So then, like, because another group of weebs, I think it was 3 other weebs had arrived. And they were also lost. So now there was 8 weebs. 8 lost and confused weebs in California trying to find our way to the weeb convention. Ah, just like how I'm able to spot people from Illinois. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So there were 8 of us now. And the other, the new guy, one of the new guys, looked like he... How do I describe this man? He looked like... And next time on the bus was Ram Ranch. He looked like he had too much confidence for the amount of knowledge he had. However, we decided to follow this man. And he was like, the southbound terminal's that away. Which luckily was in view. It was pretty close. So we walked down to that one. And then we realized we can buy tickets at that machine. Because that machine hadn't been blowtorched. Hello, Mindbreak. It's Chicken. So, yeah, so that one hadn't been blowtorched. So we were able to buy tickets, which were $2.50 a pop, right? And we get on the rail, and guess what? It's normal. It's very chill. It stank like weed, but, you know, at this point, I'll take it. Everything almost always had a heavy weed smell. Like... Which was really weird, because if you were on 1st Street in San Jose, like downtown San Jose, it felt like ritzy-ditzy kind of place. But if you went to 2nd Street, it was like weed and homeless people. It was very weird how that was like that. Weed smell is so bad. Yeah, I figured it was just like coming off of someone's clothes, honestly. And I was like, I'm not gonna... We'll just let it go. Just like the other state near me. So we, we get on the light rail. Nothing crazy happens. It's super chill, right? We're fine. Everything's great. And we get to where we figured out where we need to go get off, which is cool. We're prepared, you know? And we're getting off. And all of a sudden I hear this like Japanese guy go, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I turn around and Kiwi's like kind of stumbling a little bit. But like she was upright. So I was like, I thought maybe she just kind of like, maybe her leg fell asleep while she was like getting up and just kind of did a little stumble. Apparently she straight up fell on her ass. I did not see it. I did not hear it. If that man hadn't yelled, I would have had zero clue. He straight up just like threw her under the bus. She could have played it off, but that man had to yell. Kiwi isn't super coordinated. I'm not shocked. I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know how she did it. I didn't see it. Because it was like Hollow, me, and then Kiwi. Secondhand weed. Yeah, she just had too much weed exposure. It makes sense. Makes sense. But yeah, so we got off on 2nd Street, and I was like, oh shit, it's like there's like, and it was like 8 maybe at this point. No, when did I land? It's yeah, it's like 8:30. I was super embarrassed. You know what, if you hadn't told me you straight up like fell, I would have just assumed you stumbled a little bit, because that's what it looked like from like my POV. It looked like you just had like a little stumble. And the guy was just overreacting. So yeah, so there was a lot of like, it stank like weed, and there was a lot of homeless people, and I was like, oh, okay, this is San Jose now. Okay, I'm like, all right. Again, not from a big city. Like, this stuff is a little new for me. And we get to the we had to walk, I don't know, like what, 3 blocks maybe? But like, California city blocks are way bigger. They're big. They're long. They're long blocks. They're very long. So we get to the hotel, and then we crash out. Oh, and then I was like, guys, I need to eat. I'm like, I think I had lunch, maybe, but I hadn't eaten any dinner. I was like 8 o'clock now. In my brain, since there was, you know, jet lag and everything, it was like 10 o'clock, and I hadn't eaten anything. So we're like, okay, we gotta find food. And it was really funny because I remember going, we should get hot pot. And Kiwi was like, we can go to hot pot. We can get an Uber to get a hot pot. I was like, fuck yeah, let's go get Uber to get hot pot. I'm like, we're not gonna get an Uber to get back to the airport, but we're gonna get Uber to get hot pot. Let's go. And then Hollow was like, I don't want to get an Uber to get hot pot because I don't know when Ubers stop running, and I don't want to be stranded at hot pot. And I went, holy shit, I never would have thought of that. I would have been the person that got stranded at hot pot because it never even occurred to my little dumb brain that Ubers would stop running. Because it was like Thursday, you know what I mean? It wasn't Friday, it wasn't Saturday, it wasn't a big bar day, right? It wasn't a big party day. It was Thursday. I was like, oh my God, I almost got us stranded at hot pot. I almost got us all killed. Like naturally, as you do at hot pot, you know. So yeah, so we got ramen, which was just down the road. And I feel like Hollow really wanted to get Cantina Taco Bell, but I'm not going to fly to California to have Cantina Taco Bell. Every day's a bar day here. And the ramen was so good. So the ramen around here normally has like a soyu base or a chicken stock base, but the ramen there had a dashi base. And like, so good. Now the thing that caught me off guard was that the ramen in San Jose cost the same amount as the ramen here. And I was like, that's suspicious because California is really expensive. And why am I paying the same price that I pay, you know, in Wisconsin, right? That's not how this is supposed to work. And then I realized it was like a half portion, but then I realized that California is almost as expensive as where I live, and that hurt me in my soul quite a bit. I think I live in an expensive part of Wisconsin, and I don't know how I feel about that because it never even occurred to me until I flew to California and everything was almost equally priced. Yeah, so we had ramen and it was delicious. And we got 2 bottles of sake Because Hollow wanted one and I wanted one, and then we were just gonna like split both. And then we ended up not finishing them. And I remember being like, asking the quote unquote server if we could take them home, and he's like, I can't tell you either way, but if they disappear off the table, I'm not gonna chase you down. And I was like, oh, okay, because they were open. Thank goodness my side of Scani is still cheap. If the stupid mud ducks would stop messing everything up, it's true. Was it tasty good? It was so tasty good. It was sake I've had before. It was a brand I've had before, so it wasn't like anything new, but again, it was around the same price that I would normally pay for it, and that kind of hurts me. I think I live in an expensive part of Wisconsin. I don't even realize it. I thought everybody suffered like I do. Oh. Bro, my energy drinks are $4 a pop where I live. Shit sad. Yeah, it's like that here. Damn. I think I need to move, guys. Energy drinks are still like $3. Damn, I think I need to move, guys. And there goes my weekend in one fell swoop. Energy drinks stop being 3 for $7 here. Bro, my med coffee is 6. My gas is like $2.64. Damn! Stop! Yeah, see, Poppy, that like the coffees were like $6 in California, but that was for a large. Actually, it was $6.75 for a large. It was $6 for a medium. But then we were like, we might as well get a large for 75 cents more. Yeah. But yeah, so we go back to the hotel, which is one of the disproportionately expensive places in the U.S. relatively to income of folks. Oh no. For like Starbucks? No, it wasn't Starbucks. It was like a local place that we got in San Jose. I think the Starbucks around here are still like $5 for a medium. Which honestly, when you think about it, it's way too much money. But you know, I got my addiction I gotta deal with. You know what I mean? I've not started grinding my own beans. I actually probably will never start grinding my own beans because I actually absolutely abhor the sound of a grinder. It makes me want to eat my teeth, and like not in a good way. But yeah, so we're in our hotel, and we're on like the 4th floor of this hotel. And it was a very nice hotel, but I swear the walls were like paper thin because like we're on the 4th floor of this hotel, and at night I could like hear people yelling on the street like perfectly clear. I could like hear them. I could hear what they were saying. V, what are you getting for a $5 for a meal? Grande white mocha latte, my dude. My house is like that. Yeah, it was so loud. And then like every car was super loud. And then I remember the next morning, Kiwi, I think it was Thursday night. Kiwi woke up and the next morning was like, did I just dream that? Or did you like hear like a car playing like a song super loud about big booties? I was like, no, that was real. I heard the big booty truck too. I was like, it was so loud. I was like, man, I thought it was bad by me, but this was crazy. Like, even at like 3 in the morning, the cars were still crazy loud. Oh, and then I heard like 4 bangs. It was like bang, 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 bang in the middle of the night. And look, it was like 1:30 in the morning. I was like, okay, that's probably not a garbage truck or something. Because for me, it kind of sounded like construction equipment, like dropping something. But I was like, I don't think there's any constructioning going on at 1:30 in the morning. And it didn't really sound like a gunshot to me, but I'm like, I could be wrong. I don't know what else it would be at this point. You know what I mean? Like, what else could it be? It's 1:30 in the morning. And there's fireworks. I mean, so like we're in like downtown San Jose. Like we're across the street from Adobe headquarters and Zoom headquarters. You know what I mean? It's very corporate. I don't know, you know, there weren't houses around. So I just feel like it would be weird that someone would like wander into that area just to light off fireworks. You know what I mean? Someone just keeping the rent down. Yeah, maybe. I actually didn't see any apartment buildings. I'm sure there were apartment buildings, like apartments above the shops, but they didn't look like apartments. But yeah, so like that was kind of crazy. And Kiwi and I were like trying to solve the murder of what happened, because we like looked in the like little like dead lot like next to the hotel, and we found like ripped off hoodie sleeves and then like one water shoe and then like an old burn pit, and we're like, what is it? What could it be? What happened last night? What is going on? So like Hollow comes out of the bathroom and like Kiwi and I are like slapped up against this window just like staring out of it, and we're like what's going on? What could be happening? And then we got up the homeless people beach. Yeah, I don't know. It was crazy. I'm not used to that. I have to fight foxes. I don't fight homeless people. So we get up. What did we do for breakfast? Oh, we went and got waffles and coffee. It was so good. We went to Nirvana Soul in San Jose. If you guys ever go to San Jose, I would highly recommend Nirvana Soul. It was such a cool vibe. Like, it was just bright and like airy, and there was like a little loft, and the coffee was delicious, and the waffles are also delicious, and it wasn't too expensive. I mean, like, it was more expensive than I think it would be here, but like it wasn't too expensive. But yeah, would highly recommend, at least for the coffee. So it was so good because they had a Nirvana Soul like a little like outcropping type vibe inside the hotel lobby, and we were gonna go there for breakfast, and then she's like, yeah, we don't have waffles, and I was like, oh, I wanted waffles. And she's like, well, we have like an actual like brick and mortar place like down the road from here. I was like, hell yeah, waffles. So I got a churro waffle, and it was amazing. And then I got a honey lavender latte, and it was amazing. I wish I could go back there and get them. If I ever go back to San Jose, I'm kicking the door in. That place was amazing. So good. So good. We went back there a couple times just for coffee. Blew Starbucks out of the water, I tell you what. But yeah, if you're ever in the area, would highly recommend Nirvana Soul. And the owner was just super nice. She was just super chill and nice. So that's what we have for brekkie. Logo Jones are better than Starbucks, it's true. Nirvana Soul. Yeah. It's like pinky. Like the logo's like pink and orange. Pinky. I think it was Nirvana Soul. I think so. Let me look. Let me Google before I send you guys someplace else. That would be bad. Nirvana Soul San Jose. Yeah. We went to the one on San Fernando Street, I think. Oh, there's two. Ooh. Oh no, we went to the one on First Street. Yeah, we went to the one on First Street. I've already booked my reservations. Let's go! No, see, like, we took a different way to the convention every day, and I kept getting very lost and very confused. There was no repetitiveness. Yeah, so then we walked to the convention from there, and then we went and got our badges, and we waited in line, and I was really nervous because I didn't use the same name, because you need to show your ID, right? That was like a thing. I didn't use the same name as my ID when I signed up, but apparently it was fine. And we actually met someone that we knew in line, which I thought was really neat. I didn't say anything though. Kiwi was very social. Kiwi is a very social being. I don't know why she says she's not. She's like handled 99% of the social engagements because I felt so bad. I feel like people saw me and they were probably like, why is she mean mugging me? Like, why is she such a bitch? Because I was like in the background just staring at people. I don't know what to do. I don't do good in social situations if I don't know somebody. But we met someone we knew, and Kiwi went and talked to her But in my stupid brain, instead of being like, oh, it's so cool to meet somebody, my brain goes, I don't think I could beat her in a fight. That was my first reaction in my brain. I don't know why. She was my scary guard dog. Which was crazy because the person we met is so sweet and so nice. You're just like your dad, shut up. Shut the fuck up, Joey. I'm gonna fucking ban you. Yeah. I was like, I don't think I can beat her in a fight. And I don't know why, because she's like the sweetest girl ever. I was just like, it was so dumb. And then by the time my brain kind of like hard cycled and came back to like being a functioning human being again, like the line had moved and Kiwi was like done talking to her. And I was like, well, I'm a freak. That happened multiple times, by the way, throughout the weekend, where I was like judging if I could fight someone. I don't know why. I don't fight people. Like, I've never gotten in a real fight in my entire life. And yet I'm still like, but I could get in a fight. I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. It's true. That was playing in my background. Just start throwing hands. I wish I was special. I am special, just not in the good way. Why you thought of a... I don't know. I don't know. So fucking special. Guys, stop. You're making me sad. So we get our badges, and they gave us like a bunch of free stuff with the badges. I don't remember much of the first day. We went to Artist Alley, and oh my god, chat, VTuber fans, like people that do VTuber fan art, holy shit. I have been to several, multiple anime conventions, right? Like just straight anime, right? VTuber, this Artist Alley was so fucking cracked. Like the art, I didn't find one booth where I was like, this art's kind of like, No, it was all like mind-blowingly good. Like all of it in different ways. I was like, or just like the merch itself was just super like creative. Like, I'm like, this is a whole nother level. This is crazy. This is insane. Like there was no... Because, like, every now and then, you know, like, if you're at an anime convention, there's, like, the super cracked people, and then there's, like, the ones that are kind of, like, weaker, you know, but all of them were amazing. I've not bought so much merch at a convention before. So what you're saying is you would not buy an art booth at Offkai? Are you saying my art is shit? What are you implying? Dude, you're not missing anything. It's too much too fast. It even hurts when you do well and all you get is a press room recovery. You caught the merch fever. I'd buy an art booth at Offkai. Yeah, Hollow, buy an art booth at Offkai. I don't know how much they are. I feel like, oh, maybe it isn't a lottery. Maybe they're not to the point. I realize there's no good way to phase that question. Joey's like, fuck. Could fund the whole trip, man. Oh wait, hold on. Is it up on their website? Hold on. And I was giving you an option to fly off the handle if you want. I just want to see, do they have info about how much it was for a table as a treat? I feel like I don't do well flying off the handle. I don't think I crash that well. I think I kind of just turn into a bitch, honestly. Tables shouldn't be too expensive. If I had to guess, I'm going to guess it was at least 500. Is my guess. Although they probably make people sign an NDA so they can't talk about it. It doesn't say on their website. X to doubt. Yeah, no, these tables are always super... Wasn't it anime... Wasn't it AX that, like, a table was 900 bucks? Just to set up? When I tabled at Fan Expo, it was, like, 800. Yeah, it's, like, crazy expensive. They're tabling at an art thing is stupid. 2-3K easy. Dang, I was trying to be nice. Really? It's small. It's a small convention. Maybe that's why everybody was cracked though. Maybe only the only the really good guys could afford a freaking table. Holy crap. They definitely make that back. Man, art was so good though. I bought a lot of keychains. I really wanted to get prints, but there was no way I could get them home safely. So I didn't want to like buy the print and then have it crushed on the way home. So I just didn't buy a print. You me and me? Oh yeah. Yeah, someone had the issue. Hope she got it back safely. Yeah, it's really hard. But yeah, the art was just great. You always gotta bring a big messenger bag if allowed. She didn't update on this. LOL. That's how I carry my con a lot. I had a big backpack, but it was full of. Yeah, I didn't pack with the idea of buying merch. To be completely honest with you, I feel like running an art table at a convention is a really easy way to ruin the whole weekend. Oh yeah, I mean, like you're not going there to go to the convention. You're going there to make money. You know what I mean? Like you have to go there with the idea that you're gonna be sitting at that table all weekend. You're not going there for funsies. Yeah, but yeah, so then like I was walking past, we were walking, it was like the first, like one of the first few booths we walked past, and they had this Mori jacket. Here, I can tell you what booth it was actually. It was by the Phase Connect, like 14, I think. 14 or 15. It was neither of those. Hold on, I'm reading the thing. You know, guys, I always felt really bad about, like, sitting on stream and, like, looking at, like, my other screen trying to find something for you guys to talk about. But then I watched a clip from Calliope Mori, and she took, like, a whole 20 minutes on stream to buy Pokemon plushes, so, like, I don't feel bad anymore. Unless I'm reading this map completely wrong. I don't think I am. Shouldn't it be 15? Was it Ivory Ice? I don't think, no, it definitely was not Ivory Ice. I don't remember seeing this art at all. What the hell? I don't know. I was gonna tell you guys what it was, but I can't find it now. Oh, speaking of Pokemon, I have packs open. You're welcome. Ew, 20 minutes. Yeah, lines suck, especially when you sell out of what you want while they wait. Luckily, we didn't have that problem. The artist alley tables had lines. Yeah, there were lots of lines. Anyways, I do have to do the big sleep. Glad you had fun and welcome back. Thank you, Goose. Damn, I wish I could tell you guys what it was. I don't see it on here. I feel really, I don't know. Maybe they're not, maybe they're considered a vendor or something. I don't know. Either way, LineCon maxing. Yeah, we did have to wait. I did have to wait in a couple lines, but I didn't think they were too bad. Honestly, like, there was a lot of lines. I think if there's a word that I could use to sum up this Offkai trip, it would be lines. In, like, one word. But yeah, Artist Alley was cracked. I would have totally bought more merch if I could have afforded it or had a way to get it back. But I did walk past the Mori jacket, and I was like, man, that is, like, the coolest jacket I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm like, and it's got, like, so many pockets. And they weren't just, like, shitty pockets. Like, I was looking at the stitching and stuff, and, like, it was just solid. Like, it wasn't, like, Temu level, like, jacket. It was, like, put together with a purpose kind of jacket. You know what I mean? And, like, granted, it was put together with a purpose kind of price. But that, you know, and that was like, I'm going to wait. Because it was not cheap, right? It wasn't a cheap jacket. But I was like, I'm going to wait. In case I find something I want more than this jacket, I don't want to spend all my money right off the crack on the first day. So I walk away from the jacket. We're walking around, and Kiwi sees a Happy. And she's like, I need that GG Marine Happy, like, meow. And I'm like, let's go. Let's go for it. and there's like a line, but like the line's too long, so they had to like cut the line, because for those who don't know, you're not allowed to really have a line in the artist alley, which sounds kind of dumb, because you're like, how can the person selling art like contain a line? If people want to see their stuff, they want to see their stuff. But they do in fact have to contain that line, because at other artist alleys, at other conventions, the lines have gotten so long that it has blocked other vendors from selling their stuff. So they cut the line, and they're like, no one else can stand in line. And they're giving post-it notes out to some people, but not everybody. So Kiwi did not get a post-it, and she's like, I'm sad. And I was like, okay, I'm sad for you. I'm like, let's go wander around and look at more of the artist alley, at least, you know, and then we can come back. I'm like, it can't be that crazy, right? It can't be. For those who don't know what a happy is, hold on. How do you explain what a happy is? It's like a robe almost, kind of like a Japanese robe. Let me see if I can find a picture of one. Poor Wee Wee. I know, I was so sad for her. I was like looking at the guy running the stand, and I was like, can I take him in a fight? And shockingly, my brain said yes. So I might be a violent person deep down. Literally was ready to kill myself. I was so sad for you. I really was. All right, this is a happy. This isn't the happy Kiwi wanted, but like just a general, this is a happy. It's like, it's kind of like a robe or like a shirt. I don't know what you would, it's a happy. With like shorter sleeves. But it had her Oshi, it had Gigi on it. It was very cute. I liked it. It's very pretty. That's a shirt. No, it's a happy. Kinda. It's a happy. It's a happy coat. I think it's what you would like put over your kimono as like an extra layer. You know what I mean? I think that's the whole point of them, I believe. Yeah, so like they were wandering around, and a lot of the booths were so cool. There was one that had like foil in their prints, and it was like the art was just sick, and it had like foil, shiny foil, and I was like, damn, I want it so bad, but I don't. It will get crushed. It will get crushed. I was so sad to walk away from that table, but it was so cool. And yeah, and then we saw the Itashas, which was super cool. We saw the Minto Pinto. I found out Mint signed the Minto Pinto. I just like saying Minto Pinto. You gotta wear pajama pants with it? Yeah. And then what else? What else did we do? I think we ate. Did we eat some? No. Did we go to the industry? So here's the thing about Offkai. That I didn't know this going in. And this was where I was kind of at a disadvantage because I didn't tell any. We suffered, yeah. Because we didn't tell, or I shouldn't say we. I didn't tell anybody it was coming, and I've realized that Offkai is a lot about like meeting people. Shocking, I know. But I didn't tell anyone I was there, so I didn't bring any business cards. I wasn't prepared to like tell people I'm there. You know what I mean? So I feel like a good chunk of the con I like couldn't interact with. Yeah, networking. Yeah, exactly. I couldn't interact with because I didn't tell anybody I was there. So I'm like, damn, I feel like it's kind of a wasted opportunity because I don't know the next time I'm going to be able to go back. You know what I mean? But there's like a whole table of like business cards. And it was just a whole bunch of VTuber business cards. So like I went through and I like pulled a couple of them that looked really cool. So I'm going to go follow some people. And I was like, man, I really wish I had brought business cards that I could just like yeet onto the table and then like run for it. But what I had brought, and I didn't have it with me at the time, but what I had brought along was the last V-Docky, because I actually had 2 left. So I gave one to Wee Wee. So Wee Wee has a V-Docky. And I had one more. And I was like, I just want to get rid of it. I just want it gone. So I I brought it along. I didn't bring it on Friday, but I was like, okay, I know where I'm gonna drop this table. I know where I'm gonna dump it. It's gonna go right on the cards, and I'm gonna run for my life. Because I wrote on it, like, I had the card that had my, like, my ats. And then I wrote on, like, a post-it note, like, on it, like, please, like, take me. Or, like, please take me or something like that. Because I didn't want people to, like, throw it on the table and have people like, oh, no, someone forgot their docky. Like, I don't want to take it. I wanted someone to take it. So we went into the, so I didn't have the docky with me yet. So we go into the industry area. And that part was really cool. Because there is, like, what's it called? Imram? The vertical streaming platform for VTubers. IMRAM. I'm not saying it right. Hold on, let me look. IRIM. 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 Who want to talk to me? They were there and we got to see some of their tech, and then we also talked to some guys from a Japanese animating company that does 3D animating, and they've animated a couple of VTuber concerts, but they do a lot of movies and stuff, which was super cool. And we talked to some other guys that what were they? They were like, oh no, Kiwi knows. I can't remember what they did. Oh, it's like 3D models, right? It was kind of like, sort of like V-Roid, but not quite like V-Roid. But poor Kiwi, ever wanting to be the social butterfly. So this guy was, both of the guys running this booth were from Japan. And one guy spoke English and one guy spoke Japanese, but had his sales pitch in English. So he's pitching us. He's pitching us this 3D VTuber, like, character creator thing, which I wanted to look up. And poor Kiwi goes, how's your con going? Are you having a good time? Just to be friendly. Kiwi's going out of her shell. I was very proud of her. I could not do that. I'm like, Kiwi's got this. Look at her go, right? And he just looks at her like, and then she's trying to recover, and I go, oh shit, he doesn't know English. And he's trying to, like, wave his, like, partner over. And he's like, oh, no, speak English, you know, and he's like trying to wave his partner over, but his partner's talking to somebody else. And he asks Kiwi to, like, repeat herself. So she repeats herself again. And he's just like, and I'm like screaming because I'm like, he doesn't speak English, no! I only know that one phrase, and this is the one explaining it. Yeah, I was like that. I was like, no, poor Kiwi. And then we're just like, okay, goodbye. And we're like, we had to, like, bow our way out of it. I just wanted to feel welcome and happy. Poor Kiwi. He's probably gonna ask someone later, like, what you said, and then I will never talk again. He's probably gonna, like, ask someone later what you said, and then he's gonna realize it, and he's gonna feel super bad, I bet. But then, yeah, and then the other nice thing that was really nice was, let's see, Gamer Subs was there, and Advanced GG was there. So, like, if you hit, and they were all giving away free samples, so if you hit every booth, you essentially had half an energy drink. So if you hit all the booths again, you would have an entire energy drink for free. And we did that several times. I bow unironically because I'm too far gone, man. Okay, I'm gonna be straight up with you. The first time you bowed, I almost jumped out of my skin, like, squealing, dude. I was like, this woman bows. I love everything about her. I'm like, this is glorious. Like, the first time you bowed, I was like, I'm done. I don't need any other friends. I'm like, this is it. This is all we need. We're done now. I don't know if you noticed, by the end of the trip, I was also bowing. I don't know if you noticed that or not. FaZe Coffee was there for me exclusively, apparently. We tried several times to get FaZe Coffee, and every time they were out. We never went in the morning, though, so maybe that was our mistake. We did have one of the guys, like, offer us the FaZe Coffee in, like, a 5-gallon bucket, though. I I didn't quite hear him. I don't really know what he said, but he did pull a 5-gallon bucket of coffee from out of fucking nowhere and tried to hand it to Kiwi. So, I don't know. Maybe we should have taken it. I thought that was water being leaked from the sky. Is that what he said it was? I didn't know what it was, Hollow! it was in like a red 5-gallon bucket. It looked like coffee. I don't know. I don't know what it was. It scared me. And then we got to talk to... else did we talk to? We got to talk to transit system people who had a doobie as their, like... Not a sponsor. As their mascot. They had Doobie. Doobers was their mascot. Which I thought was kind of neat. Because she's a train conductor. So, like, it makes sense for, like, the local train system to have the Doobsters. We need to drink the roof ponding jungle juice. Yeah, maybe. That'll wake me up. Yeah, so every time I got tired, I just went back into the industry room and started drinking energy drinks. It was a good plan. Because I brought, like, a giant water bottle with me. Let's see, what else did we do? We went to a panel, which was about automating parts of your stream. So it was like things like StreamerBot and what were the other ones? There was one I didn't recognize. I actually took notes. Hold on. I took notes on the one thing I took notes on. Give me a second. Kiwi was like in her bed at the end of the day taking notes. I was like, damn, look at you. Can't be me. All right. Oh, it's Mix It Up Bot, Sammy, and then StreamerBot. What does a girl have to do to get a damn 5-hour energy shot around here? Damn. I don't know how they didn't start recognizing me. I visited those tables. I would have recognized me. The one thing I will say, I had lots of fun at Offkai. The panels were not the greatest, in my opinion. That one specifically, I don't wanna be mean, but it was better off not existing. Is that mean to say? Am I being mean? I'm sure when Kiwi told the story, she was like, they're trying their best. No, I could tell they were super duper nervous, but and I wonder if there was more information that they had meant to talk about and just didn't get around to it because they were nervous. But I wish I would have talked about more about like the actual automation of the stream instead of just like pointed to 3 programs for an entire, like, what was it, like an hour long panel? An hour and a half? I think. I was kind of bummed. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little, and this wasn't even the panelists' fault. It wasn't even them at all. Some stupid chode was like, in the audience, right? And the panelists started talking, and maybe this is where it went downhill. Maybe they just got flustered. The panelist starts talking, and this person is behind us going like, gain, 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 I can't hear you, turn the gain up, gain, just like really annoying, just really fucking annoying. I was like, can you just shut the fuck up? I'm like, you can't hear them because you can't close your mouth. That's why. So then they had like staff come in and they fixed the sound issues because they were a little quiet, but it wasn't like that big of a deal, right? Hit him with the loss. I was literally screaming my head. So they fixed the sound issue, and then the stupid motherfucker is like behind us, just talking the entire time, just and like using normal speaking voice. They weren't even like whispering to try to be quiet to like talk lower than the volume of the speakers. No, they're just like talking like this, and they're like, yeah, I just know how to do this. I just do this. This is stuff that I do, so like I already know how to do this. And I was like, why the fuck are you here? Like, just shut the fuck up and get the fuck out. I was getting so mad. I was like, shh. I was about to turn around. And then Like watching a movie in a theater. Yeah, and I'm just like, can you like shut up? Can you just shut your mouth, please? And then it got to the point. Well, I was going to, and then staff kicked them out. Like one of the Offkai volunteers just kicked them out. They said you can leave now. I was like, holy shit, this never happens. Because they were so loud. I was like, it's one thing to like. So that's the thing. Like, I wasn't a big fan of the panel, but like, I would never have talked shit right there with them doing the panel. I wait until I get home on my stream. You know what I mean? Like a proper human being. There's a point where you can be a bitch to people like that and everyone will clap. They probably would have like found some reason that I was like marginalizing them in some way. I don't know. But yeah, I was very annoyed by that. No, I feel like the convention's young yet. We're like, this is only year 4, so I feel like as time goes on, the panels will get better. I went to 2 other panels and like they weren't bad, but they weren't great either. Like they weren't what I expected. Like when I go to a panel, I'm expecting to like actually learn like a significant portion of information, you know, like a mini lecture, if you will, right? And like all the panels I went to, oh no, I went to 4 panels. I feel like the second panel we went to, which was like the non-anime VTubers, that one was good, but that was more of like a get to know us kind of panel, which is again not what I was expecting. So, but I feel like the panels will get better as time goes on. Sorry, I'm trying to not burp directly into the microphone. Yeah, I'm just like, so that one wasn't hot. That one wasn't great. And then we took some pictures with the standees. I have a really funny picture with Haka, and I want to post it because like, it's funny because my face is covered behind another standee and like the like, it's really funny, but I'm also really scared to post it because it's like a full body thing. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to do like an immersion break to that level. Like hands are one thing, but like it's my whole ass body. You know what I mean? I don't know. So it's been sitting in my camera roll like loaded and ready to go. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm scared to post it. But it's so funny too. It's like, it's really funny. So I don't know. I might post it. I might not. Maybe I'll post it and then like delete it. I don't know. It's really funny. Okay, we did awesome photog. We're gonna draw it. Yeah, there you go. Just draw it with me. Do it for the memes. Remember it all started. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. The immersion break scares me. I don't want to get an influx of people following me or not following me because of like what I look like IRL. I would be really stressed if that happened. I don't know if that makes sense or not. At least in my brain. Again, this is probably just anxiety talking. I'm sure I'll post it and I'll get like 12 likes and that'll be the end of it. Respectfully happened. It did, but like, that wasn't whole body, you know? I get it. Yeah, thanks, Poppy. Like, I don't want to be like, oh yeah, people are gonna be following me for my body, you know, because I don't think I have like a banging bod or anything like that, but like, I don't know. The tits aren't out; they're contained. But I don't know. It's funny though. I've been looking for like an hour. We got a lurking penguin. Hold on, I got nothing. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so we took some pictures with the standees, which there are so many standees. It would be so cool to have a standee there at some point, maybe. I don't know how. See, that's the thing. Is like I don't know how these processes work. That's the thing. I'm uninundated in so many processes for things to happen. Like the Atashas are super cool. I'm sure that's just mega fans though, right? Just bring your own and set it up and walk away. Do you think that's what people did? I wonder though. I wonder if that's what people did. No. What? Pfft. Just do it anyway. But who would stop you? That's true. I also felt really bad because they made hotel staff like sit around and like check badges, and they looked like all like old people. Like this was their retiree job, and they're like at a weeb con, you know. You know what I mean? And then let's see, we did that. Met back up with Hollow. Did we get food? What did we eat? Did I take a picture? I feel bad. I meant to take a bunch of pictures of like the actual convention, but I took like 99% of my pictures were of food. Did we eat? Pizza, I think. Was that dinner? Did we not eat after pizza? My hotel hosts a WeebCon. Can confirm we don't really enjoy it. It's a lot of work. Damn. That's right. We went and got pizza. It was really cool though. I got to meet no, I don't think we did. Holy shit. We skipped so many meals, dude. We walked so many miles and skipped so many meals. It was cool though. I got to meet Yomi. No, because Pixel and Offkai. Oh my god. You need an Oshi bar? We became skinny overnight. Yeah, I feel like I lost a lot of weight. Well, I got to meet Yomi and Snoozy, and I got to meet HR. They were all very nice. Who else did I get to meet? I got to meet some of the support staff. They were super nice. That was cool. See, that was the thing. I was like, damn, if I had planned this, I could have planned some more meetups. Now I feel like an idiot. But it's okay. It's okay. I let the anxiety win this one time. I got on the plane. That's what matters, right? I got on the plane. Yeah, we had pizza. That was so good, dude. It was crazy getting an entire meal with like a drink in California for $11. That was wild. HR is the enemy. Yeah. Yeah. God, I can't believe we didn't eat. Why wasn't I hungry? I don't even remember being hungry after we had pizza. I only had one slice of pizza. They were huge slices, though. Like, they were massive. HR exists to protect the company and not to be... Oh, HR is like a person, though. Like, HR-chan. She's like a human being. We were too anxious. Yeah, that's true. I was pretty anxious. Oh, gotcha. I was like, damn. I'm like, I can see it. I can see HR being considered an enemy, but I wanted to know why. HR's got a big personality. You're sure she isn't a stylized drawing of a human being? I think she, yeah. Well, yeah, I guess that's more of an accurate representation of what she is, a stylized drawing of a human being. Yeah, so then we tried to go to some after parties, which would have been cool if they had worked out, but they did not work out. Although we met some cool people in line, which was neat. I feel like we got more out of hanging out with people in line than we did of like the actual parties. I hesitate to call them parties. I mean, Oshi Bar felt like a party. You just couldn't drink, right? But like Pixelated Nights, we waited. The thing started at 6. We did get tacos. You're right, that was our food. Okay, I'm like, wow, why weren't we starving? We got tacos at Pixel Night. Yeah, you're right. Gotta get invited to room parties. We did get invited to room party. Well, Hollow got invited to a room party, but luckily we did not go. I heard that room parties were really lame too, though. Yeah, we went to Pixelated Nights, and it took like, the party started like what, 6? And we didn't get in until 7:30 because their like setup was super stupid. So like so you had to get like bag checked at the door by security, and they ID'd you. And then you had to have your ticket scanned by somebody else that was like still right in the door. And then you had to move on to this next person that was still right in the door. that would give you a wristband and then a goodie bag that they had not previously packed. So like each person took like 6 minutes maybe to get through everything, right? And it took forever. And then so like this line was just super long. And I guess like the opening in general was delayed, but yeah, I'm like, this is the worst setup I've ever seen ever to get like a lot of people through a door quickly. And then we like get in there. The taco bar was banging though. Those tacos are really good. Like I almost want to be like, I'm not so mad at Pixel Nights because we got some. I wish I could have gotten more tacos though. I was kind of shocked when the guy was like, how many tacos do you want? And I was like, you're not giving me like a limit. Could I say like 7 tacos? I didn't say that though. I was too shocked. So I only said 2. I probably could have eaten 4 of those tacos. They were so good. They're the banging tacos, I tell you what. I want more of those. 12. Yeah, I should have said that. I was literally stun locked by the fact he asked me how many I wanted and then just give me like a set number. But then like they had this little, so they had like a stage because they're gonna have like song performances, and it was an itty bitty little tiny stage outside, and then there was an itty bitty little tiny seating area outside. And it was already packed full of people by the time we got in. So you couldn't get there. Tadonis, thank you for the follow. Welcome, Raiders. Thank you. I appreciate it. So you couldn't like unless you were like squished in that little area, you couldn't see the stage because like the only other place you could have stood was like right where the taco bar was. And like people needed to move through there to get to the tacos, right? So like you had to go back inside, which would have been okay if they had been like piping the music into the bar, but they were not piping the music into the bar. There was no music at the bar. I would have at least liked to hear the performances, but no, there was nothing going into the bar. That and Kiwi got a Coca-Cola from the bar and it was $5, and I was like, damn, a mixed drink's gonna be at least $12, and I'm not rich enough to get drunk here. I am just nowhere near rich enough to get drunk here. My Maury jacket fund is gonna go away on drinks at this bar if I start drinking here. Because once you have that first drink, man, it's like, it's over. You don't care about how much it costs anymore. It's over. So we're like, okay, let's blow this popsicle stand. Let's go to Oshi Bar. I literally wanted to strangle my wallet, but I was so thirsty. I mean, I guess you could have just asked for water. I guess we could have all done that. I was also thirsty. Yeah, so then we're like, let's go to Oshi Bar. This place kind of sucks. For $3. It was $3 for water. They were charging for water? Did he say that? No. No way. That's crazy. I have no idea. Oh, Jesus, I was believing you. Kiwi did this several times over the weekend where she would just say something and I just immediately believed her. And then she was like, nah, I'm joking. I'm like, I believed you. I believed you, woman. I wholeheartedly believed everything you just said to me. And you're like, nah, I'm lying to you. And I'm like, nah. So we bail, go to Oshi Bar. And we're like, okay, well, it's an hour after Oshi Bar started, so at least there won't be a line. So we get there, and there's a line over a block long. Well, maybe 2 blocks. I think it was like 2 blocks. Abuse her blind trust. You guys are so mean to me. I think it was like 2 blocks long, but it wasn't like, it was like California city blocks, and they were huge. We've established this, right? They're huge. And we're waiting in line, and I'm like, holy shit, we're never getting in. This is crazy. And then they're like, nah, we haven't opened yet. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, this is crazy. So we're just chilling. We're chatting. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. We're hanging out. I had food. I wish I was a little buzzed. That would have made it a little bit more bearable, but it's fine. We'll go to Oshi Bar. It'll be good. It'll be good. It'll be good. And, finally, the line starts moving at like, what was it? Almost 9. The party was supposed to start at 8. It was almost 9 now. We had gotten in the line at like 8:45-ish when it started. When we got in line, it started kind of crawling around. Yeah, it was probably more like 9:30. So the line started kind of crawling around 9:30. We make it in. It's closer to 10 at this point. But we made it in. And their system was a lot faster. So I was like, okay, so this is looking up. Once the line started moving, it was moving pretty good. It was solid, right? And we get in, and there's music, and there's great performances, and there's lights, and there's places to dance. I'm like, hell yeah. We found our party. This is good. We can hang out here until like 2, 3, 4 in the morning. This is good. I'm ready to party, right? And I'm like, let's get some drinks. Let's go. I'm thirsty. I don't even care how much a drink costs at this point. Let's at least get one drink. I want to go to one of these parties and get one drink, right? Plus they had like the VTuber themed drinks. I kind of wanted to be like a little like, I got this person's drink or whatever, right? I wanted to be like that person. So we walk to where I think the back of the line is for the drinks. And the person in line goes, nah, it's back that way. So we had to double back because the line doubled on itself. And go all the way to the back of the line, which is almost like near the stairs where you had to come down. So like, it was a whole nother ass line just for drinks. Because the bar area was like roped off and you could only get into it one way. Now, this is also where they kept the water. So it was like a wedding where the BSD get their own themes drink. Yeah. So, like, the water was also roped off. So, if you wanted water, you would also have to wait in line. And we waited in line for, like, a good hour. I would have waited longer, but I'm stubborn. I'm, like, stupidly stubborn. I don't know how people got multiple drinks. There are several people that, like, posted that they got multiple drinks over the night. And I don't know how they did it. But we waited in line for, like, 45 minutes for an hour to an hour. And, like, we weren't even, like, we had just hit halfway. And I'm like... I was trying to watch the bar, and I'm like, how does this happen? Because there's, like, 6 bartenders. But their service is so fucking slow. Gaganma? I don't know. I didn't see anybody. I don't know who that is. Gaganma? Small? I will kick your tiny ass. I will kick it. I look at you and I go, I can fight him. I can fight him and win. I'll kick your tiny ass. I know my ass is bigger than yours. I can take it the fuck out. But yeah, it was like 45 minutes in line for drinks. And then we were like, I don't think we're getting a drink tonight. So we bailed. Bailed that party. Left. And went back to the hotel. Which I found out, so I bought a ticket for that, like, super duper early bird special, so it was like $30, which is still really fucking annoying that I paid that money for that. I paid tickets for both, and I didn't even get a drink. But some people had spent like $70 to get a ticket, because they bought it like the day of, or like the day before. And then Oshibar was turning people away because the venue was full. So people had bought a $70 ticket to get into this party, and then were turned away at the door after waiting for several hours to get in line. Bruh. Not good. Not good, I tell you what. Oh no, I have it set to rerun. No wonder. Guh. Yeah, it was bad. I was like, I don't know what they did. Jebediah, thank you for the biddies. You post something like that on X, you trying to summon me? That makes me really question what you're into, bud. Why did that summon you? Why did me posting about horse porn summon you? Huh? You guys would have to look at my Twitter. That's all you have to do. Answers all your questions. Go look at my Twitter. I politely declined to explain further. Well, we know Jebediah is into horse porn. Wait, horse porn? Wait. You have to look at my Twitter! Yeah, so that was like, I feel like all the big excitement was on day 1. Day 2, we had for brekkie, we had egg. We had like the best egg sandwich I've ever had. It was so good, so worth it. It was that egghead. Sorry, I'm trying not to burp. I keep drinking water and I keep burping. What an interesting thing to say. It was that egghead, and it was like, what did I have on mine? I had like, it was egg and then like so many huge slices of bacon on like a brioche bun with like spicy mayo. It was delicious. I love egg sandwiches. I wish I could go back there, but we didn't get coffee there. We went back to Nirvana Soul to get coffee. That's how good the coffee was. So when do we get a refund for our points to the React video thing? Are you like desperate for those points back? Like, I don't have a problem giving them to you, but this is the second time you've asked. What's up with that? You okay, buddy? You okay? You get them back when I figure it out. How do I do that? I'm sure there's some way to do it. No, no. You asked on a different stream. There's a way to do it. Hold on. Channel points. Channel points. Oh my gosh. Okay. Different question. Okay. How do I add new custom reward? Oh, here we go. Goal not met. Okay, I can either extend it. Do you guys want an extension or a refund? It was not for horse stuff, no. Oh, Tack Bacon, nice to see you here. Good patches, mate. We like patches. I don't know if I delete it, if it refunds it. But yeah, second day we got egg. But then we went back to Nirvana Soul for coffee because the coffee is so delicious. It was so good. I love their coffee. I can't talk about how good their coffee is enough. It was so good. I was a fan. We went back into the hall. We went back to the convention. We went to the vendor hall. I was like, I'm getting me a jacket. Did I buy the jacket? I did buy the jacket the second day. I bought the jacket. I was like, fuck it. But almost all the Mori jackets were gone. And I was like, oh shit. Oh no. What if they don't have my size? And I started to panic. And I looked and like they had a medium. I was like, can I try this on? And they're like, yeah, go ahead. And I tried it on. It's a little too big. It's a little too big. But I was like, I could get a small and it would probably fit right. But I kind of like it when jackets are oversized. So I was like, maybe I'll get a medium. And then I was like, okay, I want the medium. And then she's like, okay, well, this is the last jacket I have. And it doesn't have a hood. So they're like, either I can take a hood from a different jacket and then give you this jacket with that hood, or I can give you this jacket without the box and without the hood, and I'll give you a discount. And I was like, your girl loves a discount. I don't even like hoods. I lied. I like hoods, but it's okay. Your girl likes a discount more than a hood. All right, hold on. I gotta turn on my AC. I'm getting super hot. Give me like 2 seconds. I'm sweaty. I'm sweaty. Why AC not working? Please, mister. It's not 69 degrees in here. I don't believe you. On. Please. I'm begging you. When you have to beg the AC to turn it back on. Please. I'm dying. I'm so sweaty. Oop. Yep. Oop. Oop. Right. Okay. So I was like, your girl loves a discount. So she gave me like a, what was it, like a 25% discount because there was no hood and there was no box. And I was like, as much as I really wanted the box, I didn't think I was going to be able to fly home with the box anyway. So I was like, hell yeah, your girl got a Maury jacket. And I started wearing it around. I wear it because like, Maury jacket. And then I was like, it's really warm. Like it's actually, like I'm starting to get sweaty. I don't want to sweat in my Maury jacket. That would be terrible. So it's like actually an effective jacket. Like, it's not just for looks. Like, it's actually a good jacket, which is crazy. I mean, it's good because I paid money for it. But, like, you know, bippity boppity. Was it a winter jacket? I'd say I wouldn't use it for winter, at least not here. I would say I'd use it for, like, fall, though. Like, late fall. I wouldn't go snowmobiling in it. If that makes sense. My judge of jackets might be a bit skewed. Because I'm a Scotty. But yeah, it was like, it was warmer. It was warmer than I thought it was going to be. Because it's not super thick. Then again, it was like also like 80 degrees in the convention. So like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just overestimating this jacket. And yeah, so I tried on the jacket. I got the jacket. I'm in Cali, so I'm guessing Midwestern fall is about Southern California winter. I'd say like fall here, like when we're really getting into the thick of falls, it's probably like 40s. Like low 50s, high 40s. Probably. Is what I would call fall. I'm drinking waba. Yeah, it's somewhere near that in my area. Okay, yeah. So, like, I feel like it would be good for fall. And then, so I was, like, wearing that around the convention because I wanted to wear it, but I was also dying of heat stroke. And then we got some... Oh, and then we, like, sat down at a table. And this VTuber sits... And Weeby abandons me. Weeby's just gone. Like, Weeby and Hollow are both gone. I'm like, we all sit down, and then Weeby gets up. And I didn't see Weeby get up, and just I looked over, and Weeby was gone. And there's another VTuber sitting next to me. And one of their fans walks up and starts talking to them. And I'm like, oh, this is a good time to observe, like, the fan in the wild. And everyone's being respectful, right? Everyone's being, like, super normal. As you can be at a VTuber convention, right? And I'm like, okay, this isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like, this is okay. This is fine. I'm like trying to keep an eye out for Wee Wee because I don't want to be like a weirdo like listening into other person's conversation, but I'm also just a weirdo, I guess. And then like the VTuber gives the guy a compliment just to be nice, and then I don't know if like a switch flicked in the guy's head, right? And he is like, "Can I get your phone number so we can chat more?" And I was like, "Oh shit." I was like, oh no. I was like, where's Wee Wee? I don't want to be involved in this anymore. I'm like looking. I'm like, oh my god. They were about... Kiwi was trying to get the happy again. Kiwi had gotten a sticky note for the happy. And I was like, oh, I don't want to be a part of this. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like looking at the guy. I'm like, I don't think I can take him in a fight. He bigger than me. So I'm like sitting there. I'm like trying not to look obvious. I'm like, and the VTuber goes, she's like, no, you can't. And he was like, oh, okay, because maybe I just thought, and she's like, no, you can't. I was like, damn. She just shut him down. Like, just like that. It wasn't weird. It wasn't awkward. I'm sure his ego was bruised, but then he just kind of like thanked her and left. And I was like, damn. She just like handled that. I was like, damn. And then she went back to talking to the other person. I was like, damn. Hardcore. Like, I would have been like, oh, you know, and it's like, I'll probably like shit myself right there. No, she was just like, no, you can't. I was like, damn, that's crazy. It did give me a little bit more confidence to like, if I did go back, to like let people know that I was there though. Cause like it didn't have to be, Well, it's not like she knows his username. He still has an anonymity on his. Yeah, it's just like, I just thought it was crazy that he had like the balls enough to ask for her phone number. I was like, that's wild. That's wild, because she's not like a tiny VTuber. I was like, that's crazy. That was crazy. I was like, holy shit. But yeah, I was like, I don't know if I'd ever have anyone come up and ask for my phone number, just because like, I'm pretty anti-parasocial. I feel like I'm pretty open about that. Like, I don't want people to get the idea that I'm looking for any kind of relationship, because I'm not, right? So like, I don't think I would ever have that happen, but you never know. But it did. I was like watching how it's done to like handle those situations. It gave me a little bit more confidence. Although I did find out there was a lot of like stalking happening at Offkai, which kind of made me nervous again to let people know I was going. I saw quite a few VTubers that were like stalked over the weekend, and I was like, damn, why people gotta be so weird? Why they gotta make things weird? People are just trying to have fun. So I don't know. But yeah, so that happened, and then we still didn't get her happy, and our hopes and dreams were once again crushed into the ground. I feel like we did like 90% of the actual like convention stuff like Friday. Also, I just realized why all the after parties were on Friday and none of them were on Saturday. Because Offkai Live was Saturday, the big concert. That's why. I was like, why are all the parties on Friday? This makes no sense. This is so stupid. Why not spread them out? But that's because Offkai Live was Saturday and everyone wants to go to Offkai Live. Anyway, so like we did a lot of the like con stuff on Friday, but we did go to another panel, and it was run by shoot, what is his name? Nilbog? If you guys don't know who Nilbog is, he's like a metal goblin guy. He's like a 3D model. It was Nilbog, and then something the Gob, and then oh my gosh, my brain is dying. Oh my god, what were their names? Big Nose Bug and Miss Lala. Thank you. I was just thinking, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sure Kiwi has notes on this, and I'm like, I don't need notes, Kiwi. I'll remember. Da, 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 da. And then I completely forget. Yeah, Big Nose Bug and Miss Lala. Yeah, so they were talking about unorthodox VTubing models, essentially. So we kind of got to see like a behind the scenes of how their models work, which I thought was super cool. Nilbog specifically I thought was really neat because he like built it, I believe it was Unreal Engine if I'm remembering correctly, because I didn't take notes. I believe it was Unreal Engine, and then like he controls a lot of it with a controller. It's like there's some face tracking, but a lot of it is with a controller, and I thought that was really cool. But then I was like, can you play games while using your model then? You know what I mean? I don't know. I've never watched any of his streams. I did follow everyone though. I've seen Lala before, and I think I'd seen Big Nose Bug in passing, but I hadn't watched any of their streams. But I definitely want to watch more Nilbogs. I really liked his model. And his personality was really funny. So we saw that panel, and then we went to Hot Pot, and that was an experience. I love Hot Pot. That was so my thing with Hot Pot is I've been trying to go to Hot Pot for like 8 years now, and then like I've had plans to go to Hot Pot. I've had plans like in stone to go to Hot Pot, and something stupid has happened multiple times where I could just not go to Hot Pot, right? And it's been going on for 7 years. I told Kiwi and Hollow, I'm like, guys, I need to go to Hot Pot. We must Hot Pot while I am here, or I will crash the fuck out. I will lose my mind. right? And they're like, okay, let's go to Hot Pot. So we Uber to Hot Pot. The first Uber guy, super nice. He was like into Madonna and stuff. I think him and Kiwi had like a moment. I think it was like an old Souls thing where like their souls recognized each other. Like when the Pretty in Pink came in, you know, we bonded so hard. Yeah, you guys were like, I was like, damn, I've been replaced as the bestie by the Uber driver. He was super nice though. And I was like, he was like the second Uber I'd ever gotten into. And the first Uber I had, like she drove like a mad, no, I lied, third. The other two Uber drivers I had, it was like they drove like mad people. Like I thought I was gonna die. And this guy was like super chill driver, right? He was like super safe, super defensive driver, wasn't speeding, you know, actually stopped at stop signs, right? And I was like, dang, maybe I judged Uber drivers poorly, you know? We did, yeah, they talked about Patrick Swayze, but... And we go to Hot Pot. The Uber driver on the way back to the convention almost made me throw up though. He was speeding and running red lights and like turning super aggressively. I almost threw up in the back of the car. But we go to Hot Pot. And this is my first experience with Hot Pot, and they're like, do you want Hot Pot or Korean barbecue or both? And I was like, oh shit, we can have both? We can have both? And then Hollis was like, well, I want Korean barbecue. And I was like, oh shit, we're getting both. We're getting both. We're getting both. Because like, if one person wants one and the other person wants other, like everybody gets both. Like you can't have one or the other. So I'm like, oh, we're getting both. We're getting both. 2 birds, 1 stone. 2 birds, 1 stone. We're getting both. Hell yeah. Let's go. Right? So it's all you can eat for 2 hours. And I did not tell Kiwi and Hollow this, but this is how much I wanted to go to Hot Pot. When I sit and eat my instant ramen, I will watch videos of other people eating Hot Pot. So like, I had innate Hot Pot experience through other people. I've been vicariously living Hot Pot through other people. So like, man, that's so sad. So like, Kiwi's like ordering everything she wants, and then Hollow's ordering what he wants, and then like I go and I'm just like whipping through the menu, and I'm like, I want this and this and this and this and this, and oh yes, I will have Wagyu and this 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 and this, and I ordered so much stuff, and I ordered it, and we hit send, and then I saw the little sign that was sitting right next to me that said we charge $5 for every uneaten plate of food. And I went, oh shit, I have to eat everything. And I ordered like 12 plates of food maybe. And then I went back and ordered rice too. So I ordered like so much food, and then so we get our soup and the Korean barbecue, and the barbecue plate's heating up, and we get our soup, and like the soup's boiling. And I'm like, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I start throwing things in the soup. I start slapping shit on the barbecue thingy. I'm like, everything's good. But there's like an underlying anxiety of the fact that I'm not going to be able to finish all this in time before the time is up. I'm like, I can't afford to pay for this already expensive meal, and then also $5 for every plate I don't eat. I'm like, I just can't, like, that's not in the, I bought the Mori jacket. We're no longer in the realm of paying for food twice, right? So I'm like freaking out. So I'm like stuffing my face super fast. Oh, and then I wanted to punt the server, like, quote, okay, I use server loosely. They don't have servers in California. You like order on your phone, or you like order on like a tablet everywhere, and you pay somebody, and then like that's it. That's like all the interaction they have with you. So like I had a really hard time tipping because I'm like, you're not serving me. But then I'm like, do they get like a regular wage, or do they get like server wage? Because I'm like, you're not being a server, you're just being like a staff member. I don't know. It was weird for me. Call me a boomer. I don't know. It was weird for me. So, but this motherfucker, Hot Pot speedrun any percent. That's exactly what it felt like. So like, I'm like, I got pork belly because of course you're gonna get pork belly with Korean barbecue, right? And Hollow had cooked something with like a sauce on it, and Kiwi had cooked something with a sauce on it, and the sauce was starting to burn on the little plate. But I'd put my pork belly on a clean part of the plate to cook, right? And pork belly takes a bit. It's gonna take a bit. I'm cooking it while I'm cooking other things. We're multitasking. And this motherfucker walks up and he takes the plate, he takes the hot plate and puts a new one down. He doesn't say anything. He just does it. And then he takes the tongs and just like scrapes my uncooked pork belly off the old plate and just kind of drops it onto the new plate. And he shreds it in the process because it wasn't ready to be removed from the plate yet. Like it wasn't cooked enough. So he just shreds it and drops it in the middle of the new plate. And I've never been so offended in my entire life than that one spot where he ruined my pork belly. I was like, I've never hated somebody more. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, I could fight him. I could take him out. It might have to be a surprise attack, but I think I can take him out. I'm like, bro, you just ruined my pork belly. Like, I ate it like half cooked. I was just so mad. I didn't even want to look at it anymore. I was like, man, motherfucker. And then every time he walked by, I got anxious because I didn't want him to ruin my pork belly again. That hurt my soul just to hear, thank you! Thank you! I was like losing my mind. I was trying to be a normal person, but like it wasn't working. It wasn't working. Could not be normal. And then like I had ordered a bunch of vegetables too. I got Napa cabbage and bok choy and like I got bamboo shoots. I ordered like a whole bunch of vegetables and you actually got like tons of vegetables and I'm stressing. I'm like, man, how am I gonna eat all this? I can feel your disappointment in your voice. I'm like big stressing now because I'm like, I can't afford to pay for these and I ordered so much food. So I'm just like dumping it in my soup and like, I'm like on the verge of tears because I've already eaten so much and I'm so full. And I'm so happy this didn't happen while we were there. But sometimes if I eat too much, I'll actually start like, this is gross, but I'll actually start gagging. And sometimes I'll kind of like throw up in my mouth a little bit, like if I eat too much. And like, I don't know when it's gonna happen. It doesn't always happen, but when it does, it seems to be at the most inconvenient time. So I was like, man, if I start gagging here, like I'm gonna have to just put my face directly on that like Korean barbecue plate because I cannot handle like gagging in front of Kiwi and Hollow. Like I cannot handle this. I will die. I will drown myself in my miso soup. Right? But it didn't happen. So luckily that was good. That was good. We didn't die. And then at one point, like I had so much bok choy and Napa cabbage left. I'm like, I don't know what to do. And Kiwi's like, as long, I'm like, as long, no, what did Kiwi say? Kiwi said as long, she's like, I think as long as it's in your soup, it doesn't count. And I was like, okay, so then I just dumped it in my soup. Because I had also gotten udon noodles for my soup. So I had to eat my udon noodles too. So it's just like forcing myself to eat all this food. I mean, I tried my best to share with Hollow and Kiwi. But I think they were also very full. I think they're also struggle busing. It was so sad. So yeah, and then we went back to the hotel. We went back to the convention after that, and that Uber driver almost made me puke, man. I don't know if it was just because I ate so much, but like his driving gave me such bad motion sickness. I was like, I'm gonna die. This is the worst. I was hanging on for dear life, dude. For dear life. And we get back, and we're like, okay. I think then we just kind of waited. We were gonna go to Offkai Live because Kiwi wanted to see Narissa and I wanted to see Unnamed. I wanted to see Usan. And we're like just waiting because it started at like, I don't know, at 7:45 was when it started. So we're like, we'll just chill. and then we were like, I can't remember what we were doing. We did something to kill time. Maybe we went back to the industry tables. Got more energy drink. Which Gamer Subs is actually way better than I thought it was gonna be. I never had Gamer Subs until then. And we come out and we're chilling and I look up and there's this huge line. Huge line for Offkai Live, which for those who don't know, it was like it was a concert. And it was who was all singing? Yumeme, Boko Boko Tomoko, Obi Kitty Cat, Unnamed, Narissa from Hololive, and then Kazuna Ai was who was all singing, right? And Kiwi wanted to see Narissa and Kazuna Ai. I want to see Unnamed. And actually, my one of my favorite ones was the Yumeme chick. Like, she was so good, and her concept was so good. But Boku Boku Tomoko was also really good. I was like, damn. I followed a lot of people. Gotta bounce. Have fun, y'all. Take care. Thanks, souls. Have a good night. Have a good night, yeah? And, yeah, so we're in line, or we're, like, looking at this, and I'm like, what is going on? So we go, we will talk to someone. I'm like, is this the back of the line? He's like, it is, but, like, you have to have a wristband. He's like, it goes based on, like, the color of your wristband. I was like, wristband? I'm like, I thought it came with your ticket. He's like, it does. You just needed to get a wristband, but they're not doing wristbands anymore. So, like, maybe once everybody's in, maybe you can, like, hope for overflow. And I was like, what? And, like, at this point, Hello had faded away into obscurity. So it's just me and Weeby. And I went to the fried rice group and I'm like, guys, the fact you're on day 3 and it's only been 2 hours is wild. It took my 2 hours to get through my day 1. Oh my god. Did you go, like, hyper detailed? I skipped a lot of stuff. I skipped a lot of, like, super duper details, I guess. Yeah. I didn't take notes though, so the details aren't sticking, you know? You're hitting the important stuff. Yeah! And, yeah, so, like, we're like, oh, no, they're in, like, the fried rice chat, and we're like, guys, we needed wristbands. And then, like, Deb was like, yeah, you guys need wristbands. And, like, what do you mean? I'm like, how do you know you weren't even here? And he sent a link to a Twitter post from Offkai showing people in line to get wristbands. And I was like, what? So we missed wristbands. I don't even remember seeing that line anywhere. I don't even know where people got them from, which sucks. Because I would have liked to have been in the actual concert because it looked super fun. But eventually, so we're just like sitting there on the edge being sad and depressed. And I'm like, do you want to just go back to the hotel? I'm like, I don't really, there's nothing else to do. It's just Offkai Live and like the Yabai Market. And then we're like talking. We're like, I guess we could go to the Yabai Market. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I mean, we could. I'm like, I'm kind of curious to see what's there. I'm like, I'm not going to get anything. And she's like, yeah, I don't know. And I'm like, I don't know. And we're just kind of like sitting there being sad. And then this guy walks up to us. And I can't remember his name, Proton or something like that. But he's one of the people working on Gooner Simulator. And bro, that guy just had yapper energy. Like, and I mean that in the best way possible. He was just grade A, 100% yapper. He yapped about the game. He yapped about how hungry he was. He yapped about his friend and the Yabai Market. And he was just a yapper. And he's like, yeah, my friends say I should stream, but I don't know. And I'm like, no, you need to stream. Like, you have the energy. You have the vibe. You're super friendly. Like, I don't feel freaked out that you're talking to me right now, which is a skill, because I'm freaked out when anybody talks to me. You know what I mean? I'm like, you should definitely stream. So he yapped at us for a while about Gooner Simulator, which is like, oh yeah, I finally get back to Twitch and I get to catch a V-stream. Hey, welcome, Foamy. Foamy da homie. And yeah, so he yapped at us for a while. First time chat too. Welcome, welcome. And I don't I remember the Gooner Simulator was something about it being like a dystopian cyberpunk future. And the game's currency was you can goon everyone. Yeah, the game, I don't know, I think I can say this on Twitch. The game's currency was pre-cum. That was what he said. And Kiwi was like, I'm into it. And I was like, holy shit. Kiwi was like, hell yeah. And I was like, oh my god. And now I was just thinking about like how so like, okay, I'm gonna pay off my debts with pre-cum if he thinks I'm cursed. Look, it was the yapper. So here's the thing, right? He's talking about this, right? And he's yapping. And I'm like sitting there and I go real quiet because I'm thinking, which is a problem. Right? And I'm like, how do you pay with that? You know, like, do you carry it in like a tube? Or like a baggie? Do you like do that into like a machine and then it gives you like a dollar amount based on how many ounces you provide and then you just use like a credit card? Like, how does that functionality work? I should have asked him that, but I was just too like what is that? What is that, Kiwi? It looks like a what is that? A jar? No! No! You can't put it in a gross! Bad wee-wee! Bad! But yeah, that's what I was thinking about while he's like yapping. And then he's like talking about how he was hungry and stuff. And Kiwi and I are both like, go get food. He's like, I haven't eaten anything today. We're like, it's 6 o'clock at night. It's like 6:30. We're like, go get food. Go feed yourself. Do not pass out. And he's like, nah, I'm gonna go to the Yabai Market. We're like, okay. Good luck, Coomer man. It was almost like a superhero where he like swooped in and like changed our lives and then left. You know, like that was the feeling I got from it. He said we both looked really cozy in our outfits though. It was nice to get complimented on an outfit. Although my first outfit, I think it was Kiwi, said I looked like Demon Dice, and I was like, there's no greater compliment I've ever received about an entire outfit in my entire life. I was like, I look like DDK. I can die happy now. Hell yeah. Reminder from the newbie to everyone. Go drink some water and hydrate. This is a threat. Yes, we must remain healthy. Health, if you will. Actually, I should do that too. Have I missed anybody's things? I don't think I have. I have. I will big sip for Caboose. I missed Caboose's thing an hour ago. I really gotta start popping that window out. Yeah, so then we're like sitting there, again, being sad, debating about if we just want to go back to the hotel. I go to the Yabai Market. No, I didn't forget you. It's on a different window, and right now the window's behind chat. It could have been anybody. And then all of a sudden, we see this big long line come out of the main stage area. And I'm like, what is that? I'm like, are they evacuating? I was like, what is that? They must be evacuating. I'm like, oh my god, did something happen? But like, nobody's panicking. There's no screaming or anything. Everyone's just quiet and they're walking. And I'm like, let's go up to that Calliope Mori cosplayer and that's what's going on. We gotta get the deets, you know? And so we talk to them. They're like, this is overflow. I was like, overflow? And they're like, yeah. And then one of the con employees were like, yeah, we're gonna go to a different room to watch the convention on a screen. I was like, hell yeah, screen time. So we follow the crowd and we end up in overflow, which was like not terrible. At first I was like, this is better. This is so much better. Like, it's all on the screen anyway, right? And then I realized it wasn't better. Like, it was good, don't get me wrong, but it was not better than being there because like people were just jumping around and like there were mosh pits and stuff. I use the term mosh pit very loosely. It was like a weeb mosh pit. You know when people start like running around in circles and stuff? No one was moshing. Although I wouldn't be surprised if there would be moshing during OB Kitty Cat. But anyway, so we're in Overflow and we get to watch the concert. I'm super excited because someone's like, oh yeah, they're streaming it. And I'm like, I don't want to watch it on my phone. So we're in Overflow with a bunch of other people. I'm watching the concert and the first girl comes on and it's Yumeme. It's Yumemi, Yumeme. And she sings so well. And I was like, dang, she sounds amazing. This is so cool. Because it's like a VTuber model up on screen, right? I was like, yeah, I love great singing. And this is great. And then she does her first song. And then she starts the second song. And they had introduced her as a 2.5 tuber earlier. And I didn't really know what that meant, right? But, she starts the second song. And all of a sudden this girl, this human woman, comes out on stage, right? And she starts singing with the model. And I'm like, and she's like cosplaying the model. I'm like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Who is that? Who is that? Because the model is singing one of like the first melody and she's singing the second melody. So like she's doing like an active duet with the model. And I'm like, the fuck is happening? The fuck is happening right now? Who is that? And I'm like, is that the same person? I'm like, no, that can't be the same person. I'm like listening. I'm like, no, they sound like the same person. I'm like, I think that's the same person. I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy. I'm like, their timing is impeccable. Cause I'm like, that means that the VTuber model is a recording. It's a recorded section. And she's singing along with the recorded section. And she's nailing all the parts. Like the timing was like on point. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I wonder how long this took to practice this. I'm like, this is crazy. This is so cool. I'm like freaking out. I'm like losing it, right? And then she does like her little MC part where she's like talking to the crowd about everything. And like, she's like talking to the model and the model's talking back. And I'm like, oh my God, the amount of practice she had to do because it was like a natural conversation. It wasn't like super like scripted. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, and you know, and then this happened. And the mom's like, ah, ba, 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 ba. And she's like, and then this happened. And then the mom's like, ah, ba, 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 ba. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, they were like talking to each other. I was like, this is crazy. I was blowing my goddamn mind. So like, not only was she a fantastic vocalist, but like, oh my God, it was crazy. And then she sang her original song and I started bawling. I told Wee Wee I was only crying a little bit, but I was straight bawling it. I was crying. I can't even remember what it was. It was like her OG song. And it was so good. I was like, damn, that was their opening act. That was their opener. Was her. I'm like, I can only imagine what the other singers are gonna be like. Cause I know Unnamed, right? And I knew Naressa. I never really watched a lot of Kazuna Kazuna Ai music. So I'm like, I didn't really know what to expect from her, right? I haven't watched much of Obi Kitty Cat. And then, so Boku Boku Tomoko comes on. And I'm like, I just love saying Boku Boku Tomoko. I'm like, okay. And she sounds a lot like Otto, but like chiller. And I'm like, bro, her voice is amazing. I'm like, this is so good. I'm like, holy shit. It's banger after banger after banger after banger. I'm like, this is wild. This is crazy. I'm like, this is like such a cracked lineup. How did they find such talented people? How do I not know these people exist? This is crazy. And then Obi Kitty Cat comes on. And Obi Kitty Cat was like there in person. And for those who don't know, Obi Kitty Cat screams. She does like growls and metal screaming and stuff. And I felt bad because I didn't feel bad. I felt like, how do I explain it? So the first time I ever did karaoke to a crowd, I was jumping around because I was really excited and I was pumped and I was just like, I was vibing and I winded myself because I was on stage and I was jumping around and I winded myself. I couldn't finish the song because I couldn't breathe. There was no more air left because I was just too busy jumping around and being a menace, right? And like, so she came out to the first song and like screaming takes a lot of air. So like she winded herself right away. I was like jumping around. I was like, oh my God, I feel so bad. Cause I'm like, she's like, it's gonna be so hard to recover that air because like they only have like a small set time for like their set, and like if they do any MC part, which is like the only chance you get to like catch your breath, like you have to talk through it, which means you can't really catch your breath. So then she did all her songs, and partway through like one of the last couple songs, Cottontail came out, and I knew Cottontail sang, but I didn't know Cottontail sang that well because I don't really watch Cottontail, and like Cottontail singing with like Obi Kitty Cat screaming, I was like, this is activating the neurons. I'm like, this is, oh. And then we had like these guys sitting next to us, and they had come for Obi Kitty Cat, right? And they were so fucking into Obi Kitty Cat, like so much energy. Cause I was like, right, I was like an old person watching, like I was like into it, you know. I'm like sitting there, I'm like, okay, I'm like, yeah, this is cool. I'm like, yeah, good. I'm like, I like this. This is good. I'm like, I'm vibing with this. I'm enjoying myself, right? And then there's these kids. I don't even know if they're kids. I don't even know. It was dark. I don't even know how old they were. But like, they're like fucking pumped. They're so pumped for Obi Kitty Cat, right? And I'm sitting there like, and they're like screaming, right? They had the entire energy of everybody else in Overflow, like in their bodies. And I was like, holy shit. I'm like, Kiwi, look at these kids. Like, look at these people. And she's like, oh my God, they're so into it. I'm like, this is crazy. And then like the last Obi Kitty Cat song came on, and like they're just so fucking pumped, and like I got super hyped, and I was like, I think I should throw a chair right now. Like I think I wanna mosh. Like that's how into it these people were. I got so pumped. I wanted to start throwing furniture. And it was crazy. And I was like, I talked to them, and I was like, this is how hyped I got. I talked to another human being. So it was cool because we kind of exchanged, you know, Twitters and stuff, and I got to meet a person. I got to meet a human being. But yeah, because they were like the guy that was sitting next to me was like screaming along with her. I was like, damn, you like scream really well. And he's like, oh shit, and like turned bright red and then like slid down in his chair. I'm like, no, like you scream well. I'm like, that was really good. Like that was super solid. Not that I'm an expert on screaming, but like I know what the ears like. You know what I'm saying? I know what my ears like. It was good. So yeah, so that was cool. And then we got to Unnamed, and Narissa and Kazuna and they were all amazing. We kind of went back to chill after that. It was like Obi Kitty Cat was, it was like chill, and then a big hype for Obi Kitty Cat, and then we kind of went back. Like we kind of went, I feel like we went like down on the energy level because Kazuna Ai's music was very like, what did she call it? Step and bass, drum and bass, but it's like it was very more chill. You know, like not throw chair kind of music. You know what I mean? It was like lay on bed and contemplate life kind of music, I feel like. But yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it. I was like, I really wish we could have gotten, I was happy we got to go to Overflow, but I was really, really, really wishing we could have gone. Oh, I forgot about the Maid Cafe. I was really hoping we could have made it in, but maybe next time, now that I know that the wristbands are a thing. And then I forgot the other thing. I'm like, there's like a lot of time missing. We went to the Maid Cafe, put on my socks on Saturday, and it was so fun. And I was like, because Kiwi really, 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 really wanted to go, and I was like, okay, we will go. I've never been to a Maid Cafe. I have zero expectations. I don't know what they do at a Maid Cafe, and Movie's like, you're gonna love it, right? So we go to the Maid Cafe, and they all line up, all the maids, who are so cute. I've never been one to be like, oh my god, that girl's so cute, unless they're like ridiculously cute, but they were like all ridiculously cute. So they all like, I don't know what they were saying. It was in Japanese, but they welcomed us. They welcomed us all. And then there was one guy at our table, because it was me, Kiwi, and Hollow, and then like 3 people we didn't know because they were there on their own. Gotta go. Hope you have a good stream. Thanks, Jebediah. I'm sorry there was no horse porn for you. But yeah. See you, Jeb. Jeb, thank you for the gift sub. Thank you. Maybe next time. No, there won't be a next time. No, there won't. I posted something about horse porn on my Twitter. And then apparently that summoned Jebediah. So he wanted something specific is all I can say. That's all I can see. No, we were talking about the the horsey girl game. And then people were talking about who's all associated with that horsey girl game. And I was like, I don't partake in horse porn, so it affects me not at all. Yeah, I can't. There's too many vowels and M's. Wait. So, yeah. So I was like, it affects me not at all, because I don't partake. But then Jebediah had to see what was going on. But yeah, we went to the maid cafe, and there was someone there that had been to like 3 maid cafes, and he was like super into it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna try to say this right. Takahashi Manami, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the meat hall. Thank you, thank you. Is it because we mentioned horse? But yeah, so we go to the maid cafe, and I had zero expectation. I had no idea what to expect. And they were just so cute. Hello, welcome to the stream. They were so cute, and we got like a little snacks and like our little drink, and then they're like, do you guys want to play a game? I was like, you're gonna play games with us? I'm like, we're gonna get to play games with maids? This is crazy. Like my mind, like the neurons, the pathways were growing as as we're in this maid cafe. So we played Jenga with the maids, which was cute. I was having a good time. And then someone bumped the table, so we had to do a punishment game, which was a little scary. But we had to, what was the question? We had to answer a question, which I think the first one was like, do we prefer corpo or indie VTubers? And then we played that crocodile game where you have to like push the teeth down, and then it snaps on somebody's hand. Liano, thank you for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Welcome, wandering minstrels. Welcome, welcome. I hope you had a good stream. I see you were playing Night Rain. I am so jealous. I keep wanting to play Night Rain. I don't have it though, and thanks to Offkai, I can't be buying games right now. Offkai was super fun. I was just talking about the maid cafe. I got to go to the maid cafe, which I would like to go back to a maid cafe. Stay away from my acorns. I had so much fun. It's very fun. I hope you can play it soon. I hope I can too. Soon, TM. It looks like just a fun game to like chill and play with friends. And by fun, I mean probably have breakdowns. But that's okay. I like having breakdowns with my friends. It's okay. It's like a bonding thing. You know what I mean? It's bonding. Bonding breakdowns. But yeah, so then we also got to take pictures with maids. I have a picture of me and Kiwi and Hollow with the maids, and that was neat. Big time agree, but I was playing solo because no friends to play with. Oh no! That sounds like big breakdown time. That's like even bigger breakdown time. I heard it's very, very hard in solo. Like way too hard with solo. Like unless you're like a big like Souls-like player. Monopoly, tearing down even the strongest friendships. Oh my god. It was initially, but they buffed it to be a lot more bearable. Oh, that's good. That's good. That kind of sucked. Because I'm like, if you can only play with 3 people or 1 people, that sucks if you can't play with 1 people. And I wanted to buy a standee, but then I was like, I wanted to buy a Bond standee, but I didn't buy a Bond standee, a maid standee. They're all the standees. I also wanted a Snoozy standee. Snoozy's very cute and sweet too. But I didn't get the standees because I don't have a place to put them. I have no space for weeb stuff. It makes me sad. I have to like try to be a function. I have to try to appear to be like a functioning adult human being, and it sucks. I can't, like, I have to hide my weeb trash roots, you know what I mean? So I didn't get the standees. I wanted them, but I didn't get them. And then, let's see. Yeah, so we went to the maid cafe. That was really cute. Kiwi made me dance. I had to do a dance because Kiwi lost the game, and then she did the punishment round, and she asked everyone at the table to, like, do a dance. And, like, the other, like, one of the guys, like, wanted to implode because he had to dance and he did not want to. I'm like, damn, leave it to Wee Wee here to crush everybody's lives by asking them to dance. It was good though. Missed the start of the stream, but welcome back. Thank you, North. I ran out of bookshelf space for all my books, mostly Tom Clancy. You know, I've never read a Tom Clancy book. That's kind of shocking. Now that I think about it. I've put a lot of Tom Clancy books away, but I've never read one. And then Wee Wee and Hollow had to leave on Sunday, so we went out for breakfast. Where did we go? Oh, we went to that crepe. Went to a crepe place, which was good, but it was expensive again because, like, I only got one crepe. And I wanted 3. But I got it with Nutella on it, and I was like, I forgot how much I love Nutella. I was like, man, Nutella's so good. Why don't I buy this myself? I never buy it. Because I don't know why. Like, I'll get it on stuff, and I'm like, man, Nutella's delicious. And I'll be at the store, and I'll look at the Nutella in the jar and be like, gross. I don't know why. I have no reason for me to know why that's a thing, but it is. Lord Garmadon, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the meat hall. Welcome, welcome. Not understandable. One crepe is a third of a single pancake. Yeah, that's true.
Because Nutella looks like poop.
It does kind of look like poop. You're right. Thank you for the resub and 49 months of support. That's hardcore, my dude. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I was like, today's my birthday. Oh, happy birthday! I hope you had a good day. Or are having a good day. I don't know what time zone you're in. I wish you a happy day. But yeah, so Maid Cafe was fun. And then we went to Offkai Live, and that was fun. And then, hey, Offkai event, I meet famous VTuber, by the way. Amazing. Who did you meet? I saw a lot of people that I didn't realize were famous VTubers until after I left. And I was like, damn. I'm so dumb. Like, I saw August Anomaly. And then Commander Connor I saw. And who else did I see? I didn't meet them. But I saw them. It didn't register in my brain who they were until later. My brain can't handle it. It's like they're in their flesh tuber suit, and I'm like, I can't put like a face to a face, to a name to a face. I'm very slow with that. Yeah, and then Sunday, Kiwi and Hollow had to go home, so we had breakfast together. Flesh tuber, that's what they are. Yeah, so we had breakfast together, and then we walked back, and then it was so sad. I was like, fine, until they called their Uber to go to the airport, and I was like, ooh, wait, oh no, they're actually leaving. I was like, you met Lee and Lee? Night Candy and Smugglana and Kenji. Nice. I think skin tuber is more fitting. No, a flesh tuber, my dude. Flesh tuber is the term. But flesh tuber? I hardly know her. Big fleshy hours, you know what I'm saying? Flesh tuber, like, we're not doing phrasing. They're called flesh tubers. Look, I'm not the only person that says flesh tuber, okay? I went to several panels, and they called They called themselves flesh tubers as well. Hi guys, I'm back. Welcome back, a fanboy. Okay, hold on. I'm having a little bit of issues. Give me a second with chat. Give me a second. Why is it doing this to me? I can't see YouTube chat all of a sudden. It's reloading. There we go. I think we're good now. There we go, guys. There we go. I thought I lost you for a second, but I don't think I did. Sounds like some Dead Space shit. Yeah. It still can. Oh, I'm getting an error. Okay, well, I guess I have Twitch chat and YouTube chat separate. Okay, that's alright. It's like the old days. Yeah. So they left and I cried. I had a little bit of a little bang swoosh. I had myself a good little cry in the hotel room. For like an hour. I was so sad. I didn't want them to go. Kiwi and I like meshed so hard. I don't know if I've meshed with someone so hard. Like that quickly. Like obviously Kiwi and I talk to each other, you know, no, it's not freezing. You're just being a pervert. Cause like I've met online friends before. And like it still took me a while, like not a super long while, but it still took me a bit to like warm up to them, just cause like, you know, it's a different ballgame, you know. But like with Kiwi, like we just immediately started being weird together. And like I just felt super comfortable, and like I didn't feel like I had to like act a certain way around her or anything to like make sure that like she kept liking me. I don't know, it's weird. Okay. But so like I was really sad that she had to go, because I didn't want her to go, because it was just so easy like hanging out with her, if that makes sense. Hold on, I'm trying to fix something. I was just like, it was just, oh jeez. It was so easy to just like hang out with her and vibe, and like every time we had like every time we were like in a line, or like we weren't actively like moving or something, like we were just like start dancing. We're like to do, but then like we wouldn't talk or anything. Like we would just both start like breaking it down at the same time without like prior communication. You know what I mean? It was so funny, and and like even like there were times where we were just like chilling and like we weren't talking, and it was just comfortable. You know what I mean? Like it just like an immediate like a vibe. I don't know. It was good. I'm sad. I'm still sad. So I cried for like an hour. Got myself together, because originally when I found out that Kiwi and Hollow weren't going to be able to stay through the entire con, I was just going to spend Sunday in the hotel room, because I didn't want to go to the convention alone, and I was like worried about running into people, or you know, just having something weird happen, or like, because we weren't right. Our hotel was like probably like a 15-minute walk away from the hotel, you know, and I'm like, I didn't want to get stopped by people on the way there, or like something stupid happen or everything, you know. I'm in an area I'm not super familiar with, you know, all that jazz. So I was like, I don't know, you know, my original plan was just going to you know, well, geez, hold on a second. I'm like, I'm just gonna stay in the hotel, and I was like, you know what, I'll go back to the convention, because there were panels I did want to see, and I promised a couple friends IRL that I was gonna get them some merch that I hadn't gotten them yet. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to make my happy little ass go back to the convention. And I was really nervous, but we got through it. And everything was fine. And I walked by myself, and it was a nice day out, and there was like a basketball thing happening. So like I walked through that, and I got to see like some people do some really cool slam dunks, and everything was super chill. And I get to the convention and everything remained super chill. Sundays at conventions are chill, I've noticed. So I got into Artist Alley and it was way less full. Friday it was so packed. So packed. Like you could barely move packed. And like Sunday you could like easily wander around and like look at stuff. So I got merch for my friends, and then I went to a panel for, it was a streamer called Julie with 3 E's. And if you don't know who that is, she is like, she calls herself an interactive puppet show, but basically all of her stuff was handmade with watercolor and then scanned in and then turned into assets and stuff, which I thought was super cool because before I started digital art, I mostly did watercolor. So I was really excited to see her thing. And Sunday's usually for the leftovers or yaoi. And I thought the stream was gonna be, or the panel was gonna be like her talking about how she did it. And that wasn't what it is, but it wasn't what it was. It was like, Julie, do the thing, yeah. It kind of felt more like she was just like doing a stream and like talking to us. But it was fine. Like, it was really funny, and I really enjoyed it. And I followed her, and I was like, I really want to try to catch one of her streams. Because she does, like, not panels, she does puzzles and stuff during her stream for, like, chat to figure out. And it was just really cool, and it was such a cute art style. And I was like, I'm so into this. It's so hard. And so now I want to kind of steal some of her ideas and see if I can integrate them into my streams. It was very inspiring. Very inspiring. And then I had vegan teriyaki rice bowl with protein that literally, like, okay, if you like pictured, if someone just said the word protein and the first thing that popped into your head like was just not chicken, not beef, just protein. Like, that is what it looked and tasted like. Not protein powder, just protein. And it wasn't bad, but it also wasn't good. So, like, I ate, because my whole plan was to eat at the convention and then not get dinner. Eat at the convention and then skip a meal. Because I didn't want to go out into the, I don't know, I was still a little nervous about going out into the city by myself. So yeah, it was like vegan protein. I don't know what that was made out of, if it was soy or what, but it was okay. I ate as much as I could. It was actually a huge bowl, so I wasn't too mad because it was like 15 bucks, which I was like, ugh. But, a plain block of tofu. It was like gray though. I kind of would probably be okay with just a plain block of tofu. I like tofu. This was like gray, and they kind of tried to make it look like it was chicken, I think. Like chicken strips that you would have in like chicken teriyaki. But yeah, and then the last panel I went to was Freem. Freem did like a work-life balance panel, which she basically just answered questions people had, which actually ended up being a really good panel. She gave me some ideas to like be more functional with the time I have. Got that great Krabby Patty in a protein bowl. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it was like. Yes. Yeah. And then I went back, and then it was like 3 o'clock, and the convention closed at 4. So I was like, I'll go back to my hotel and just chill. So then I chilled, and then Hollow sent me a DM, and he's like, V, the sake. We never drank the sake, V. So I had like 2 half bottles of sake that I had to drink. So I just like sat in the hotel room, drawing on my iPad, drinking some sake. And it wasn't the worst night. It wasn't the worst night. I can tell you that much. It was pretty chill actually. Except for it's still so fucking loud. So many trucks and cars and stuff going by. I'm like, when I'm like walking around San Jose, all I see are Teslas. But when I'm on the 4th floor of a hotel, all I hear are yee trucks. I don't know where they are. Girl rotting in a hotel room. Exactly. I took a shower and then a girl rotted in the hotel room. That's what I done diddly did. It wasn't too bad. And then the next day, I took an Uber by myself, which was the first time I ever took an Uber by myself. And once again, anxiety was through the roof. I ordered the Uber, and all I was thinking about are all those horror stories you hear about, like the Uber people like kidnapping girls and like, you know, doing things. But then, so I get the guy, so it like assigns a dude to me or whatever, and his name is Chang. And you guys need to get yourselves a Chang, because this guy, who must have been in like his 50s or maybe even like early 60s, literally almost got hit by a car to cross the street to get my bags, so I wouldn't cross the street with my bags. Like, poor guy ran in front of a car to make sure I didn't like walk across the street with my bags, and he took my bags from me and then like put them in his trunk. And I was like, bro, he said 3 words to me the entire time. and then I was like looking at his Uber profile while I'm in his Uber, and the guy had over 10,000 5-star Uber reviews. I was like, holy shit. They gave me like the all might of Uber drivers. Like 10,000 5-star reviews. That means he's got way more Uber drives. Because those are, unless all of his drives have ever been a 5-star review. Right. And then we get to the airport, right? He doesn't murder me. He didn't talk to me, which I was okay with. I was already like stressed. Trying to throw small talk on top of that probably would just set me out a window. And then he takes all my stuff out of his trunk and like puts it on the curb for me so I don't like fall trying to get my heavy ass suitcase on the curb at the airport. And then he tells me to have a great day. And I'm like, bruh, I didn't get murdered at all. Like, I felt kind of bad being worried. So I gave him a tip. I gave him a big tip. And a 5-star review. Dude almost got hit by a car for me. I'm gonna give him a tip. Absolutely 5 out of 5 stars. Yeah, so you guys need to get yourself a Chang. I don't remember what his last name was, but big ups for Chang. So I get to the airport, I get checked in. I'm like there like 2 hours early. The line was crazy, like, cause everybody was leaving the next day. Chang, last name Chook. I think it was like Lee or something like that. But I'm in line for security, and security for San Jose Airport is crazy. There's like, so again, not from a big town. Security where I came from was like one line that split into 2 lines, and then you'd go through the x-rays. Like, that was it. Very chill, right? This one was 4 lines that split into 9 lines. So there were 9 x-rays. And all of them were being used. And like, they were shouting at people if you weren't moving fast enough. And I was like so fucking stressed. I was like, I'm gonna get yelled at. People are getting pulled out of line. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, just hoping that I don't have to get patted down again. I like have my Mori jacket on because I couldn't fit it in my suitcase. I somehow get through that with no problem. I don't know how. And then I'm like, I'm chillbin. I'm drinking my Starbucks because I didn't have an appetite. Because I was, you ever just like be so hungry you don't want to eat? Because that happened. And I didn't want to get real food. But, so I'm like, I'm chilling, and then all of a sudden they're like, okay, because again, between my connecting flights, I only had 45 minutes, again, I only had a tiny amount of time between my connecting flights, and then, like, the plane comes that I'm supposed to get on, and they're taking forever to deplane, whatever, like, taking forever, they're just, like, they're coming out onesies and twosies. Like, nobody's like moving quickly. It's taking forever. And I'm starting to stress because the plane is supposed to take off in 10 minutes and they're still deplaning people. And I'm like, great. I have the tiniest window ever. And we're going to be late again. Great. Wonderful. Great. I'm going to have to run again. I'm going to have like, I'm gonna have to like have a whole bunch of heart rate alerts again because I'm gonna have to run across another airport. And we finally start lining up to board, and it's the time that we are supposed to be taking off. And I'm like, I hate this, and I'm stressed, and I'm angry, and I'm getting pissy, and I'm like DMing people, like swearing, because I can't be pissy outwardly, so I need to be pissy in DMs. And I'm not swearing like at them like I'm causing a problem for them. I'm just having a breakdown about the plane in DMs. Sprinting is my favorite activity at O'Hare. No. So we finally get on the plane. It's 10 minutes after it was supposed to be taken off. I somehow got near the front. I don't know how. Not only that, I got an aisle seat. I don't know how that happened. But then these motherfuckers with their fucking roller bags, fucking not checking them. No, they're gonna do carry-on. They're gonna have these huge ass roller bags, and they're carrying them on. And I'm like, I hate roller bags. If you carry on a roller bag, I want to kick you in the ass. Don't take your roller bag on as a carry-on, you stupid ass. Because guess what? There is no room for all these goddamn roller bags on carry-ons because they're too fucking big. They're too big. They're way too big. Way too big. There's no space. So then, because earlier before they even started boarding, they're like, we're not going to have enough room for everybody's roller bags, so please check them at the front desk so we can have them at your destination when you arrive, right? But nobody did that, right? So then, like, all these people get on, and they have these huge-ass roller bags. Shocker, they don't fit in the overhead compartments because they're huge and hard-sided. And then I was like DMing somebody, and I was like just crashing out in DMs. I was giving them like a play-by-play. And then they're like, okay, well, we're gonna have to like take all your roller bags and take them back up to the front because you have to check them now. Like, you'll have to gate check them because they don't fit in the overhead compartments. And this one bitch starts arguing with the stewardess. And I'm like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It doesn't fit. There's no room. She can't magically make room happen. Just give her the goddamn bag. It was way too big for a carry-on anyway. You cheap ass. We're flying Southwest. Their policy hasn't changed yet. 2 bags fly free. Check the goddamn bag. I was so mad. So it took another 20 minutes for us to take off because of all these stupid roller bags. Do not the roller bag. I swear to God. I was so mad. I was like losing my goddamn shit. So we take off, finally, like a half an hour late of my 45-minute layover. And I'm like, well, I've become resigned to the fact that I'm gonna miss my flight. What? I like Southwest. Why is everyone hating on Southwest? Everyone's hating on Southwest. I like Southwest. IMB4 North is like, fly Delta. I hate Delta. Awful airline. No, it's better than, well, anything's better than Spirit. So we finally take off. We land, and I look at my phone, and I don't know if Las Vegas is in a different time zone than San Jose, but I have time. And I'm like, wait, what happened? I'm like, I had like an hour. I was like, did I just like mess up my time zones? Did I crash out for 0 reason? And that was true. I crashed out for 0 reasons. I messed up my time zones. I had an hour and 45 minutes. Southwest is... I haven't had any issues with Southwest. I've had issues with Delta. I've had issues with American Airlines. I've had issues with... What's the other one? US Airways? US Air? I hate Delta. I've had 0 issues with Southwest. That was like an issue of Southwest. Like Southwest causing issues. Southwest left my bags in O'Hare when I flew out from ATW to Charleston. Well, Delta left me stranded in Phoenix for 12 hours, so... I feel like I'd rather have my bags missing than myself. Personally. That's just me, though. Why'd you fly through Phoenix? Because I was trying to get... My last place was in Arizona. For real, it's like me and Wells Fargo. I'm like the only one who has zero issues with them as a bank. No, yeah, that's true. So, Wells Fargo is the bank that the other banks make fun of. Like, if something happens, they go, well, at least we're not Wells Fargo. I'm not even making that up. But, yeah, so somehow I made it with enough time. So I just scoodoodled through, Las Vegas. Which, oh my god, Las Vegas does have a lot of slot machines. Like, I was expecting there to be slot machines, but there was a lot of slot machines. You know how, like, airports have, like, kid areas where, like, kids can go play for a while? They had that, but instead of, like, a kid area, it was, like, a slot machine area. It was crazy. Like, the kids had their own slot machines. Like, kid machine slots. Kid slot machines. Next, she'll tell us water is wet. Water is wet. Let's go gambling. Honestly, it crossed my mind, but I'd already spent so much at Offkai, and I didn't want to miss my flight. There's sand in the Middle East. But yeah, and then I flew home. And my last flight home was very, nothing happened. It was very uneventful. But yeah, so that was my Offkai experience. 3 hours. I did it. I beat Kiwi's record. I left out a lot of, like, the super detail-y stuff, but all the funny parts I threw in. I'll probably, like, remember more as I stream and then talk about it. But, yeah. I think we are going to wrap up, though, because it has been 3 hours, and it's getting past my bedtime. But, I'm trying to think. Tomorrow is Warlords night, guys, in the Discord. So if you are Warlords, we will be watching a movie. We will be watching, let me pull up the name... Pom something ba da 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 da. We'll be watching Pom Poko, which is a Ghibli movie. I'm not gonna tell you to consume.
Can I get a Hoya?
Thanks for the stream.
Thank you, Sid. Thank you so much. Here, Discord. Boom. There's my Discord. Warlords Night is a paid thing through my coffee, but we I'm trying to get some ideas for like community nights for like everybody. But yeah, there's a lot of good chatting, a lot of Warhammer models in the art area. We hang out, we chill, do big chill in the Discord. But yeah, so we'll be watching Pom Poko. I'm not telling anyone to do anything illegal, but if there's something that you like to partake in of the sort that maybe is a substance, I feel like it would only make the movie better. As long as everybody's respectful and not loud during the movie, because I will mute you. Pom Poko is kind of a fever dream. But like a Ghibli fever dream, you know? So it's like wholesome. Wholesome raccoon balls, you know what I'm saying? Whippets? Nah, I'm not telling anyone to do anything illegal. I'm not endorsing illegal mind-altering drugs. Cabbage, say cabbage. They can't strike you that way. It's healthy to eat cabbage. Yeah, eat cabbage. Wholesome what? Yeah. So I'm very excited. And then I'm not sure what my schedule is going to look like next week. I want to play more Claire Obscure Expedition 33. I really want to get some art streams going too, so we'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what next week looks like, but I will be streaming more regularly now that I've gotten my big trip out of the way. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys so much for coming. Actually, hold on. We might be able to do a raid. I think. Hold on. Let me look. I think there's someone that's still streaming. Let's raid Hydra, because we haven't raided Hydra in a hot minute. I just don't want the sound to come over stream.
The camera turned back. We
Okay.
did see
Okay, we're gonna
cloth in
raid
one of the
Hydra.
lockers.
Raid
And the glove fell.
Hydra.
I was too busy focused on like the glove.
All right. Thank you guys so much for coming.
see.
You
One
all have
can
a
see,
wonderful night. Thank you so
Okay,
much for
still
hanging
not
out with
there.
me while I yap. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah.